ESPN presents college football tonight from Boca Raton, Florida, inside FAU Football Stadium on Howard Schnellenberger Field. It's the 1-1 Florida Atlantic Owls at home against the Lions of Southeastern Louisiana, coming in at 0-1. Frank Fort, along with Chris Bartels, calling the action tonight. Key player tonight for Southeastern Louisiana, their 220-pound quarterback, Chris Cephas Johnson III.
Yeah, Cephas Johnson is a guy who's going to do everything that this offense needs for them to win. He'll run the ball, he'll throw the ball. They want him to stretch the football a little bit further downfield than what they did in week one.
And for the Owls, they've been pretty good on offense so far this season. Larry McCammon III, starting running backs, not only run the ball well, but he's been very involved in the passing game.
Yeah, he is the complete back that any coaching staff would love to have on their roster. He does it all, from running the football to catching out of the backfield, blocking. He's the perfect guy for the system that Willie Taggart has here. Averaging
6.4 yards per rush and has also caught 4 passes through the first 2 games. Willie Taggart, in his third year at FAU, his record is 10-12 overall. And on the other side of the field, Southeastern Louisiana under Frank Selfo in his 5th season as coach, he is 25-20. The Lions out of Hammond, Louisiana are an FCS program, but Chris, not just any FCS program. They've been ranked in the top 25 of FCS each of the last 3 years at the end of the season, been to the playoffs 2 of the last 3 years.
Yeah, Coach Selfo has done a really good job in his 5 years being there, building a program, getting guys in place to make plays, really recruiting heavy in Louisiana, bringing guys who want to play in their own backyard, making it to the college playoffs last year, losing to James Madison. They're trying to build on that momentum that they had last season.
And they actually played pretty well last week, at least defensively, in losing to the University of Louisiana 24-7. Mateo Rengifo will kick it off for the Lions. The freshman Jay-Sean Platt will watch this one sail into the end zone, and the Owls will start at their 25-yard line.
Yeah, Platt's back there has done a really good job for Florida Atlantic, returning the football, just wants an opportunity there, and now we get to see Nkosi Perry lead this offense, get it started.
Now, Nkosi's been good through the first 2 games, completing 63.5% of his passes, 620 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions.
For him, getting him going early, using Larry McCammon like we talked about previously, getting that ground game going is going to help him.
On first down from the 25, jet sweep, LeJonte Wester is wrestled down after a gain of only a yard. Dante Daniels making the tackle, call it a gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
And there you have a clear view of what this defense can do for Southeastern Louisiana's speed. It's going to be hard to get to the perimeter, similar type of speed that Florida Atlantic has.
Not a big group up front, but their linebackers and their defensive backs are very fast. On 2nd and 8, Wester in motion. McCammon with the football. McCammon across the 30, trying to push the pile, gets to the 34-yard line. That'll be a 7-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Good run, blocking back across the formation, and it's Danielle Ward-McGee who comes up with a big hit for the Lions.
6-yard gain.
So 3rd and a little less than a yard for the Owls. And this is not a situation that they've been good at the past couple of years. Now they're going to go unbalanced to the left side. McCammon with the football, has the first down up to the 39-yard line. Brought down by Herman Christoph, who led the Lions with 9 tackles in their season opener, and the Owls move the chains.
Love to see what Coach Taggart is doing with the offense and Coach Dearman, having 3 tight ends out there on 3rd down and 1. If you can't get 1 yard with your heavy package and the guy like what we have in the backfield with McCammon, you're not going to get it.
5 yards on the last carry by McCammon. Now play action. Perry throws to the outside. It's complete. Javion Posey makes his first catch of the season, shoved out of bounds at the 46-yard line by Philando Jordan, the All-American cornerback.
Philando Jordan's running to the football, doing a great job. Jack Henderson getting to the perimeter too, and you see Perry rolling to his left. For a right-handed quarterback, it's a little bit difficult. But you mentioned Posey with his first reception, doing a good job using his hands to catch the football.
7-yard gain, 2nd and 3 for the Owls. McCammon goes in motion. They'll give it to Zuberi Mobley, the remaining running back. He crosses midfield into Southeastern Louisiana territory. Christoph makes his 2nd tackle of the game, and that'll move the chains for an Owl first down.
Mobley has done a great job being that change of pace running back for McCammon. That time 20 personnel motioning McCammon out of the backfield, trying to get the eyes away from the linebackers, create some gaps for this offensive line.
First down from the Lion 49-yard line, 12:36 and the clock moving here in the first quarter. Mobley alongside Perry in the Owl backfield. Give it to Mobley. Has a little bit of room. Good cut at the outside, inside the 40 and bumped out close to the 35-yard line. They'll mark it at the 36.
Kunta Hester in position to make a play. Number 11 for the Lions comes down into the box, reads it well. Perry carries out the fake, which freezes the linebackers. Really good job. And again, a change of pace, shifty running back in open field.
13-yard gain for Zuberi Mobley, the sophomore, out of Miami Northwestern High School.
Wouldn't be surprised for them to take a shot on this play inside the 40s.
On first down, fake to Mobley. Perry under some pressure, throws it deep, and that ball is batted away by Zy Alexander. Pass intended for B.J. Alexander, so a little Alexander on Alexander crime there.
I'll take it. It's a good chance to take a shot to the end zone, but if you're going to go against a guy, I'm not sure if Zy Alexander is going to be that guy to go against. Perfect coverage over the top at 6'3", 185, going against B.J. Alexander, who's a big body receiver himself. That ball has to be put out a little bit more ahead of him. Alexander,
a freshman All-American at the FCS level last year. On 2nd and 10, McCammon gets it to the 35-yard line before he's thrown back. Caleb Proctor in on the tackle.
Proctor, a big body up front, doing a good job. On the right side there, Austin Evans is in position to make the block. Just a really good effort up front. And that's what you're going to see typically with a team like this who has had so much success at the FCS level, come into the backyard of an FBS opponent and give out everything they have.
Tyreek Mitchell, number 97, also got a piece of that tackle. 3rd and 9 for the Owls. From the Southeastern 35, trips to the right. Perry against a 4-man rush. Over the middle, intercepted. Kristoff makes the interception. He's flipped on his head at the 35-yard line by Larry McCammon. And N'Kosi Perry has thrown his first interception of the season.
Yeah, ill-advised throw, but terrific job by this defense of the Lions. They're in position. Yeah, the trips receivers, they bracketed off with a high safety, and underneath you have your linebacker who had 9 total tackles last week. And 1 tackle for loss, just steps right in front of it. Again, going to the right, roll across, throwing it back across his body, N'Kosi Perry. And Larry McCammon makes that tackle. Good hands catch, playmaker for the Lions.
Really the first bad decision I think he's made this season, N'Kosi Perry.
Everything else has been pretty sound. A little bit of pressure got to him. He tried to roll, tried to find a window, was looking for Wester. Couldn't get it to him.
9-play drive comes to an end. So at the 36-yard line, Southeastern Louisiana goes to work. Hit in the backfield and dropped. Latrell Jean got the first hit and Eddie Williams the second on the running back, Carlos Washington Jr. Goes for a loss of a yard. Last week, Washington 10 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown.
Backup left tackle Jai Orgeron, who had to step in last week because Jaden Bell is injured, is now off the field. Helmet came off, but pressure right up the middle, right at the very onset of this game, where Eddie Williams comes in. Latrell Jean gets an arm on him, brings down the ball carrier.
2nd and 11 for the Lions. That Owl defensive front, in fact, their entire defense really missing some key players. We'll get to that after this 2nd down and long play. Under pressure, Johnson delivers. Washington makes the catch, carries a couple of tacklers, Morgan Joseph and Eddie Williams, up to the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 8. It'll bring up 3rd and 4. Not playing today, Evan Anderson, the big nose tackle, he's out for a couple more weeks. Jalen Joyner, starting defensive end, and starting safety and team captain TJ Young, all out of the lineup tonight.
Yeah, those are not positions that are easily replaceable. Yeah, you want to have that next man up mentality and have an attitude once you get up there, but those guys are leaders on this defense.
3rd and 4. Johnson on the rollout. Throws, and it's incomplete off the hands of his intended receiver. That was Anthony Spurlock, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And that really is the perfect call, Frank. There's pressure coming from Cephas' left-hand side. He rolls to the right. Protection is there. The route is perfect. And Spurlock just can't come up with the catch. Fading out of the sideline. Would have been an easy 1st down. That is the issue that Florida Atlantic's defense had last week. Very soft and cushion on those 3rd down plays.
Owl cornerback struggled mightily up at Athens, Ohio last week. Here comes the punt. Low line drive. LeJonte Wester will let it go at the 10. It is bouncing, and if that ball broke the plane, it's a touchback. The officials are saying it did not break the plane, and now it does. As well, there's no other way to say it. They messed that up.
They did.
I mean, first player downfield makes a great play throwing it back in bounds, and all you have to do is touch the ball down. You don't have to dive on it, and that'll be a touchback. No score, 0-0, 9:28 left to go in the first quarter here in Boca. All right, our screen. Back in Boca Raton, 0-0 in the first quarter between Southeast Louisiana and Florida Atlantic. Here's the preseason poll in Conference USA. UTSA, the defending champs. UAB, the champs from 2 years ago. Western Kentucky, who played in the title game last year. And Chris, I think after that, you can throw a bunch of those teams in a big pile. Florida Atlantic, North Texas, UTEP. Charlotte's off to a poor start. You can throw a bunch of those teams, I think, right after those top three.
Yeah, obviously the first two you expect have done a good job so far this season. The Blazers typically do well, and right now those middle-of-the-pack guys are really trying to make a step to make that leap.
Second possession for the Owls. They'll start at their 20-yard line after the touchback on the punt. Javion Posey in at quarterback. Designed run for the former quarterback turned wide receiver. He'll get just 2 yards. Taken down by Brandon Barbie, the cornerback, coming up on run support.
I like that play. Your starting quarterback throws an interception his last time out. You want to have an extra second to talk to him. The defense got off the field really quick. You put Posey in there, who's been able to play quarterback and do a couple different things. Get some pressure off the quarterback.
2nd and 8 for the Owls. McCammon finds a good hole up the middle. Larry McCammon breaks it to midfield. Larry McCammon chased by 4 Lions and is finally caught from behind and dragged down at the Southeastern Louisiana 20-yard line.
Fantastic blocking. McCammon flexing his muscles. They do a great job pulling from left to right. That's Henson who opens it up. But then the effort of McCammon to try to run away from the pack, and there's 21 who does a terrific job of tracking him down.
58-yard gain on first down. Perry overthrows to the near sideline to Tony Johnson. It will bring up 2nd and 10. Larry McCammon, who had a 52-yard run in the opening game, week 0 against Charlotte, bests that with a career-long 58-yarder.
Not bad. That'll definitely add to the average per carry stat line for him. But it's now really, how's Florida Atlantic going to finish this, and what can Southeastern really do in this situation? Is it bend but don't break?
Here's Mobley. Pops through inside the 15-yard line to the 14. taken down by Anthony Britton Jr., the middle linebacker.
Yeah, Britton 6 tackles last week, just has a nose for the football. Previous 2 seasons were at the Citadel, had a total of 121 tackles, so a very capable linebacker. Yeah, Mobley, though, getting some word, giving McCammon a little bit of a breather.
3rd and a long 4 for the Owls. Perry blitzes on, he throws wide open, touchdown. We have an Owl in the end zone. It's Zuberi Mobley, the running back, coming out of the backfield. 14-yard touchdown reception for Zuberi Mobley.
Well-designed play, a tight formation initially. The lines were stacked up to the line of scrimmage and getting lost in the backfield. Your eyes have to be there. And it looked like it was Herman Kristoff, who we talked about that first drive, who had the interception, who just very aggressive player, loses his eyes. Touchdown, Zuberi Mobley.
5-play, 80-yard drive, taking a minute 35. The big play, the 58-yard run by Larry McCammon. Morgan Suarez on for the extra point out of the hold of Willie Taggart Jr., and he knocks it through. Suarez now 11 for 11 in extra points this year, and with 7:35 left to go in the first quarter, FAU has jumped out to a 7-0 lead. And one of the keys for Southeastern, Frank Selfo told me this week, was avoiding the big play. Well, they gave up 2 big ones there. We'll talk more about that when we come back. Owls lead at 7-0 here in Boca Raton.
Thank you, Ms. Basil. You are the one who pushed me to be better. Thank you, Ms. Jackson. You were the one who taught me perseverance.
Thank you, Mr. Dunkley. You were the one who believed in me.
Ms. Severance, you were the one who taught me learning can be fun.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. You are the one who accepted me for who I am.
Thank you, Ms. Jasperson, for never giving up on me.
Teaching is the backbone of what makes this country great.
I have so much respect for the teaching profession.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, thank you,
thank you.
Thank you, teachers.
Great teachers change lives.
Go teach.
The Sport MBA program has a really great curriculum designed to help prepare students for real-world application.
The faculty at FAU really took the time to get to know me, help me get my foot in the door, and network with the right people.
Really prepared me for all the challenges of the workplace, whether it's time management, provided me with the educational background. Most importantly, it gave me real-life practical experience.
The program offers you lots of opportunities to experience the fast-paced world of South Florida sports.
As student athletes, we push ourselves to be the best on and off the field.
Of the 500,000 student athletes in the NCAA,
20% say they are suffering from depression or anxiety.
But that doesn't include those who are silenced by the stigma.
By being proactive instead of reactive,
we can build a support system that values the individual before the student and before the athlete.
Mental health matters.
Please take a stand.
Take action.
N'Kosi Perry with his 7th touchdown pass of the season. This one to Zuberi Mobley from 14 yards out, and the Owls have a 7-0 lead. Frank Ford, Chris Bartels with you. Let's take another look at the big run by Larry McCammon, 58 yards to set it all up.
That's a way to start. You want to feed the guy who can do it all. Does a great job getting through the hole, but the blocking up front is where it's been all night, getting protection for N'Kosi Perry.
And a well-designed play for the touchdown, Chris.
Yeah, Zuberi Mobley being able to sneak out of the backfield. It's all about play design. How do you set that play up? You have a tight formation, receivers crossing in front of the safeties, linebackers' eyes get lost in the backfield. Easy completion, high percentage throw for N'Kosi Perry.
7 touchdown passes, 1 interception so far this season for the graduate transfer, second year here at FAU after coming to the university from the University of Miami. Carter Davis will kick it off for the Owls. Gage Laverdan back to receive. He's at the goal line for Lando Jordan. Jordan is at the 5-yard line. Davis with 16 kickoffs this year, 5 for touchbacks. This one is short and out of bounds.
Wow.
That's the second time he's done that this season. I understand directional kicking, but I mean, it can't be that hard to hang the ball up right at the 20-yard line. You're trying to force a fair catch there.
Yeah, you are. He's having a talking to over here. What do you think you're doing? And it seems like a really easy concept for us up here, but the pressure of trying to get it on the pitch-perfect spot, trying to chip it onto the green, I'm shaking it every time. But you can't have that. You got to set your team up in the best
That's the second
position.
time in 3 games.
Right.
That's how you lose the kickoff job.
And Chad Lunsford, the tight end coach,
and special teams coordinator.
Special teams coordinator had to have a little talking to him.
First down and 10 for Southeastern Louisiana.
So now the deal is, how do you contain Cephas Johnson? You see what they've been able to give him so far.
On first down, here's the pitch, and it's blown up by Jaleel McCray for a huge loss. 31, Zach Bickner is listed as a defensive back, but he's in there playing running back.
Yeah, that is really interesting. They do have a stable of backs. I know one of the concerns was the injuries, but when you take a look at that play, McCray, wonderful job. Design blitz, you bring 5, no one accounts for him. Kind of stalls at the last second to not be accounted for in the box, and he's a guy who's really showed out for this defense, been the energy point for this team.
6-yard loss, 2nd and 16. This time it's Washington. Again, they're trying to move the pile as he gets to the 36-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
And 31, taking the talking to over there on the sideline, Derek Graham Jr., the freshman out of Baton Rouge. They have another guy, Zach Bickner, is listed as DB.
Yeah, that's Graham. Yeah, my bad on the double number there.
Well, the thing, these guys don't have their names on their jerseys. Would make it a lot easier for us.
Well, 3rd and call it 8 from the 37-yard line.
And this is where Florida Atlantic wants to be, a predictable down. Cephas Johnson's going to have pressure in his face. Can you keep eyes on the quarterback, though?
And that'll be a false start against the Lions.
Really close.
That'll go against Brennan Langlos. Langlos, the right tackle.
Yeah, when he moves, though, Frank, everyone in the stadium is going to see it at 6'7", 300 pounds.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hide.
You're not hiding that. You can't. Decent guy at the hips, but he definitely stands out amongst the rest of the offensive line.
So that'll make it a 3rd and 13. Again, the Owls playing without their star safety, TJ Young. Dwight Toombs II, number 31, has taken his place in the lineup this evening. Johnson out of the gun. Owls with a 5-man rush. Johnson chased down from behind and sacked. It's the nickelback, Jaden Williams, with his 2nd sack of the season, and it's punt time for Southeastern Louisiana.
Nice play design, pre-snap read for Cephas Johnson. His pressure is coming. Not necessarily sure where it's going to come from. Eyes are downfield. And the initial pressure for 22 Williams comes off the left side, the right side of Cephas Johnson. Just relentless pursuit. That's 2 sacks on the season now for the kid out of Tampa.
He has played very, very well so far.
He is not afraid to stick his nose in there either.
Austin Dunlap with his 2nd punt of the night. Toward the far sideline, Wester avoids the first man as he makes the catch and is shoved out of bounds close to the 30-yard line. So the Owls will take over at their own 29. They lead at 7-0 with 5:16 left to go here in the first quarter. The Owls coming up with a sack on 3rd down.
Take out your phone and scan the QR code on the video board for a chance to win $1,000. Check out their Instagram page at Investment in Silver.
Back in Boca, Owls' third possession of the game so far this season through the first 2 games. Chris, hard to argue with 40.5 points a game.
That's winning football. Those stats across the board: 166 on the ground, 314 passing. That's all you need from the offense.
So Barry Mobley finds a hole with a nice cut and gets up to the 35-yard line. Donnell Ward-McGee, the safety, making the tackle.
Yeah, for FCS school, it's really about the depth. How deep is your roster? Who can you rotate in?
2nd and 4. Mobley again. Chaz Neal trying to push the pile, and he's going to be a half-yard short of the first down.
Chaz Neal, you mentioned him. It's easy to spot him at 6'8", 315, going from his right side, folding underneath the offensive line and being a lead blocker for Mobley. It's really going to take a lot of effort up front from this Southeastern Louisiana team.
Dante Daniels making the tackle after a 3-yard gain. 3rd and a yard. Posey in motion. They'll give it to Mobley, who bounces it outside, tries to stiff arm a defender, and gets the first down at the 42-yard line. Bumped out by Arlen Williams. And there is a Southeastern Lion down on the field, and he slams his helmet in frustration.
Trying to get a number on him. Never
Looks
good
like
look.
Heath Steffen, junior linebacker, Vauxhall, New Jersey, number 43.
Trying to get some extra guys in there, and a hot summer night in South Florida.
FAU now 3 of 4 on 3rd downs. Willie Taggart, in his 3rd year here at Florida Atlantic University, made a bowl game his first year. His 13th season overall as a head coach, and you know he's been well traveled. He coached first at his alma mater, Western Kentucky, where he's still on a couple of top 10 lists in terms of rushing yards as a running quarterback. Of course, turned the USF program around with the help of Winky Flowers as his quarterback. Oregon for a year, then Florida State. Things, it's no secret things did not end well there, and he came to Boca Raton. Now the first year, 5 and 4 with a bowl game appearance. Last year the Owls were 5 and 3, but then just couldn't finish it off. Lost their last 4, and did so with the offense not scoring more than 17 points in any game. So that was the focus this year in camp, was finish. Let's finish everything we do.
Yeah, it was a focus not just in camp, right, Frank? But obviously you kind of analyze what you did well or what you did poor, and the poor part of that is how you finish off the season. And you know the players aren't happy about the performance. Needed only 1 win to be bowl eligible. That's the goal. Get bowl eligible. Win the games that you're able to win. And Florida Atlantic wasn't able to do that last season.
So far, the Owls with 133 total yards to 8. 1st and 10 from their own 42. Posey in motion. Couple of play fakes. Perry throwing deep down the right sideline. Austin Evans, the tight end, hauls it in Southeastern Louisiana territory. They'll mark it at the 39-yard line.
The fresh scholarship player, Austin Evans, man-to-man. You're lined up against the backer, 27. Dante Daniels gets lost in space. Throw it up to the high point for Austin Evans for a great catch.
19-yard gain. Zuberi Mobley on 1st down has a little bit of a hole. Gets to the 35-yard line for a gain of 4.
With the carry for the Owls. Tackle number 97.
97 there, big body, does a great job. Tyreek Mitchell, 5'11", 290, as wide as he is tall, massive body, but good presence. It's what the Southeastern Louisiana team needs right now, some energy up front.
2nd and 6. Again, it's Mobley. This time stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
Mobley with the carry.
Dante Daniels.
Yeah, Daniels and Arlen Williams, 2 linebackers combining on the tackle. No gain. In fact, the loss of a half a yard.
When you see that play develop, Frank, and you have 3 offensive linemen pulling from left to right, you're the running back, all you can think about is where's that green grass going to be? And then all of a sudden a white jersey smacks you in the mouth. There has to be a better job with the offensive line to get to that next level. Good individual effort from Daniels, though.
And we said these Lion linebackers can really run. On 3rd down. Mobley in motion. Perry, protection's good, throws incomplete to a very well-covered LeJonte Western.
Try to get Mobley to the flat, pull the linebacker there, and The read is pretty simple for him. It's a zone coverage, and Wester just has to find the soft spot. And Nicosia and Wester really just aren't on the same page so far this game.
And they're really in no man's land now, so they're going to go for it on 4th and 6. Line to gain is the 29-yard line with 2:42 left to go here in this first quarter.
Really good opportunity for the Lions to make a statement, gain some momentum back in this football game.
Mobley is the running back alongside Perry. 4-man rush. Perry throws and overthrows Posey on the near sideline. That's a turnover on downs. And Nicosia Perry now just 3 of 8. Chris, he looks a little bit off here in the first quarter, other than the throw to Evans.
Right, yeah. The rolling to his right, throwing back across his body. A couple plays sailed it out of bounds. Plays where we saw last week where he was able to put these throws on a rope, put them in position. You see him talking to Coach Taggart on the sideline, trying to figure things out. The pocket is there. There's no pressure in his face. There's max protection from the secondary, but there's room for him to throw the football.
So let me correct it. It's 3 of 8 for Perry here in the first quarter with a touchdown and a pick. On first down. And we have whistle stopping the play as our referee throws the flag.
False start. 72. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Joe Laring, the official, and again, it's Lance Lose who is guilty of the false start.
Yeah, Lance Lose sees the pressure up the middle. Looks like it's McCray showing. Blitz sugars off a bit, and it was going to be Eddie Williams coming from the opposite side over Landclose, and gets him out of his stance a little early.
1st and 15. Give to Graham, hit in the backfield and drop. Latrell Jean finished it off after Marlon Preku made the first hit, and that is the second tackle for loss that Latrell Jean's been involved in.
Yeah, a terrific job, uses his hands, gets across the formation. Preku's there, but it's really Latrell Jean scraping down the sideline. You see the energy of Eddie Williams. Quiet guy, probably the smartest guy that Coach Todd Orlando has had since being the DC.
Loss of 3. 2nd and 18. Johnson against the 4-man rush, throws it wide, incomplete, through the hands of his wide receiver, Manny Logan Green. Smoke Mungeon on the coverage, would have gone for a minimal gain had he caught it.
That's good awareness from this defense. You know down in distance, you know where the chains are at. Don't give them up, right? You're set up at 10. The break is there. I thought, Frank, he was going to close that football a little bit quicker to pick it off. He was in position. And here's that money down for Florida Atlantic. 3rd down and long. Can you bring the pressure? You have special guys with the special talent getting to the ball carrier, the quarterback. Can they do it?
Blitz coming for the Owls. It's picked up. Here's the throw to a wide open receiver who drops the football. And let's see who comes up with it. It's FAU ball.
Wow. I'm not sure if that was a completion, but they're definitely signaling. And here it is. Little stunt up front. Great job by the offensive line picking it up. Cephas Jr. drops it right in there.
And Manny Logan Green just coughed it up.
Yeah, Logan Green, it doesn't look.
I don't think that's a completion, in my view. Armani Eli Adams came up with the football.
Yeah, what a good route combination. A little flood pattern, a low route, mid-level route, which is Manny Green, or Logan Green, excuse me, and then a high route, which kind of runs the corners off.
Well, I feel it was a catch and a fumble recovered by defense.
So it does not look like they're prepared to look at it in replay. The Owls get the turnover. Armani Eli Adams comes up with the loose football.
It's the effort at the end of the play.
Is under review.
Now they're going to review it.
We have 4 red jerseys running to the football, and here it is. Cephas does a great job. Johnson puts it on the money in that tight window. And Logan Green never has full control over. I think this should be a quick review.
Manny Logan Green, who out of Fort Lauderdale, had 5 catches last week, 3.8 yard average. His long was only 8 yards in that game against Louisiana.
Right.
That would have went for a lot more, and it would have been the first down.
Talk about a journeyman. Out of Coconut Creek High School, goes to UCF, a community college, New Mexico, does well there and comes here to contribute. Has 63 receptions and 625 yards at New Mexico, and drops an easy one there.
So it's either going to be FAU ball at their own 48 or 4th and long for Southeastern with 1:39 to go in the first quarter.
I think with Southeastern, you want to be able to punt because you're able to flip the field with the punter you guys have. Now is it a matter of trying to figure out the time on the clock?
Yeah, it's going to be ruled incomplete, so they're going to have to reset the clock. They'll put it back to 1:39. So no turnover, but it will be 4th down.
Ruling on the previous play of a catch and fumble has been overturned to an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th and 18 at the 27-yard line.
So it'll be a punting situation. Austin Dunlap and the punt team for Southeastern Louisiana will come on for the 3rd time. And the Lions still looking for their first down of the evening.
Yeah, rough outing. The way that Florida Atlantic played that 3rd quarter last week and how non-existent they were, I was kind of worried about who's going to show up, who are we going to see on the field tonight, and they really showed out so far in this first quarter.
Yeah, the defense has looked good so far tonight, and after struggling last week, and again, missing several key players, 3 starters, but not only that, Chris, 2 other projected starters, Xavier Peters and Decarius Hawthorne, are playing or are going to try to play with casts on their hand. Dunlap, low line drive, sends Wester back to his 23. Wester looking for a block, makes a nice cut, and picks it up to the 29-yard line. So a return of 6 yards, and the Owls will have it 1st and 10 with 1:27 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Wester has a certain confidence to him. Muffed the ball last week, but you see him here tonight, confident with catching that ball off the turf or out of the sky. Blocks are there, makes one cut, gets up in the middle.
Also had a 47-yard return last week to set up an FAU touchdown up at Ohio. So 4th possession here in the first quarter for the Owls.
7-0. The way Kosi Perry has been throwing the football, this running game has really been able to carry this FAU offense.
Larry McCammon back in at running back for the Owls. Pair of tight ends in the game. McCammon up the middle, across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Number 3, Larry McCammon on the run. Tackle.
Britton in on the tackle.
It's just a tough run. Gets hit 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, gets turned around, and just ends up backing his way for a couple more yards. Gritty.
Gain of 5. Cullen Scott also sharing that tackle with Britton for the Lions. 2nd and 5 for the Owls. Jay-Sean Platt in motion. They'll give it to McCammon again. Has a nice hole and pops it up to the 40-yard line for a first down. Jack Henderson making the tackle.
You're Southeastern. You got to be careful with what you're seeing. Do you have good eye discipline with the motion going across the formation view, run plays? At some point, Florida Atlantic's going to take that shot.
They'll mark it at the 39. Quick pass out, but the play was stopped by a flag before it got underway, and FAU will lose 5 yards on a false start.
Prior to the snap, false start, 69, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
The left tackle, Brendan Bordner, guilty of the false start. First penalty on the Owls tonight.
Quick
Bordner,
snap.
the grad transfer from Rutgers.
Yeah, big guy. One sweet mullet, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Best hair on the team. 6'5", 305-pounder from Columbus, Ohio. Total yards are 167 to -5 so far in the first quarter, but still only a 1-score game. On 1st and 15, McCammon cannot get the edge, as Britton simply would not let him outside.
Yeah, Britton does a great job. Just again, you want to stretch this offense to the sideline. McCammon, a physical running back. You see him trying to handle Britton at the end of that play, but as a defender, you don't care how you get the guy out of bounds or down to the ground. You do whatever you have to do, and he did that.
No gain as the first quarter will tick down and come to an end before the Owls can get off another play. So after 15 minutes, FAU 7, Southeastern Louisiana nothing. The Owls have had a turnover on an interception and a turnover on down. So while they've dominated the yards, they are only up one score here as the first quarter ends. We'll be right back in Boca after this. Full moon time in South Florida. Boca Raton, we're at FAU Football Stadium, Howard Schnellenberger Field. We had an hour and 38-minute roughly rain delay. You see the FAU offense, this was coming into the game, so right now 14 scores on 25 possessions. Still not a bad ratio, Chris.
No, not bad, about 60%, but obviously Coach Dearman in this offense, in order to be competitive and win the conference, you got to have a little more success in the red zone.
As we start the second quarter, 2nd and 15 for the Owls at their 34-yard line.
For FAU on the Owls' 34-yard line.
Two receivers each way. Perry steps away from one man, now under pressure and goes down. That'll go as a sack back at the 30-yard line. They'll give John Graves III, number 47, credit for that sack.
The two tackles last week. John Graves does a good job in pursuit. The reason why Coach Perry has to take that sack is right here. You can kind of see Chaz Neal bails. It was a screen set up from one direction, but it's well covered. This Western was blanketed. You just have to eat that football.
Yeah, there was just nothing there. FAU 3 of 5 on third downs, but this is 3rd and a mile, 3rd and 19.
4 down linemen.
Do you go conservative in punts, Chris,
You
given the way your
have to.
defense is playing? They'll fake it to McCammon. Over the middle, caught by Wester at midfield, first down. So much for my theory.
I'm with you on that, Frank. Whatever I said, erase that if you can. Great job, solid pocket. 4 guys in the rush. Plenty of time for Perry, and he sees it with the vertical right down the middle. If you're not going to get your hand on the seam receiver, he's going to be wide open. Great job with Wester finding the soft spot.
8th catch of the year, 21 yards for LeJonte Wester. And a good run here on first down, a pickup of 8 yards by Larry McCammon before Jack Henderson is able to wrestle him to the ground along with Herman Christoph.
Yeah, those 2 guys in the middle for Southeastern are studs, Christoph and Henderson. It's just a load for McCammon.
Quick throw out to LeJonte Wester. Gets a block from one of his teammates and is bumped out of bounds, but picks up the first down. Good block by Tony Johnson. Gained to the 36-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Owls as they'll move the sticks once again.
Seems like Wester has been the guy they're trying to get to. Not really, not listed as number 1 of the 2 deep. It's actually Tony Johnson. Like you mentioned, good job blocking on the perimeter for him.
5-yard gain to pick up the first down. Fake to McCammon, who picks up the blitz. Perry going deep to the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. Had to wait on the official signal. LeJonte Wester picks up the touchdown, and that throw by Perry was on the money.
Yeah, so much for talking about how poor he threw in that first quarter. He raced it, brand new quarter. Good recognition from the snap, a very slow mesh point. Eyes are down the field the entire time. Has confidence in Wester against the safety. And just puts it over the left shoulder away from Doniel Ward-McGee. I'll take those odds every day.
What a catch by Wester, keeping the concentration.
Doesn't get much better than that.
Line up in the swinging gate. Now they'll call everybody back in for the extra point for Morgan Suarez.
Those are terrible to cover. As a defender, a swinging gate. Are you going to run it or are you going to kick it? If you're going to kick it, let's just go.
Snap from Nick Marino, the hold by Willie Taggart Jr., and Suarez knocks it through. 12:52 left to go here in the second quarter, and FAU has jumped out to a 14-0 lead, a 36-yard pass on a little shake and go by LeJonte Wester from Nkosi Perry. Back in Boca, 12:52 to go second quarter. FAU leading Southeastern Louisiana 14-0. News this week, Chris, college football will expand the playoffs to 12 teams. What's your view of that?
I like it. It's more football throughout the year. It gives the underdogs a chance for winning their conference, getting a chance in the playoff, at least to showcase their talent. And really, as soon as 2026, it might even be sooner, just depending if they're able to iron out some of those wrinkles that we're playing.
Devils in the details. Carter Davis to kick it off. Manny Logan Green back to receive along with Orlando Jordan, and this time Davis kicks a line drive through the end zone for the touchback.
I was wondering if they were going to give him another chance to pitch it over there in the corner.
His first kickoff went out of bounds, which didn't make special teams coordinator Chad Lunsford very happy. But that was a line drive that was unreturnable.
You get into a situation for Southeastern, you have to press the football a little bit more down the field. Have confidence in the quarterback. Cephas Johnson is a physical specimen at 6'5", 220. We've seen examples of him being able to throw the rock.
He'll start from their 25. Jesse Britt in at running back for the first time this evening. Johnson will give it to Britt. Has a hole off the right side, but it closed quickly. Great run support by Amari Wansley, number 37, the backup safety.
Wow. You want to get some playing time. Backup safety comes downhill. Britt gets the football. Initially, good blocking up front. A missed tackle in the backfield, but 37 cleans it up.
Again, the Owls without their standout safety and team captain TJ Young tonight, battling an injury, and he really hasn't been right since the game in week 0 against Charlotte. On 2nd and 8, Johnson to throw. Throwing deep, and that is caught in FAU territory. And stepping out of bounds will be C.J. Turner.
Yeah, too easy for this offense. Exactly what they need, a play action pass, put it in the belly. And McCray has pressure right in Cephas Johnson's face, but terrific deliver to the all-world C.J. Turner.
That was a 36-yard gain. The Lions had just 7 total yards before that play. Hand off to Britt again. Pops through a hole on the left side with a flag down. Jaleel McCray on the tackle along with Jaden Wheeler.
Dom Serapiglia has his cap knocked off with a couple pieces of laundry on the field.
There'll be hands to the face most likely.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 94. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That'll go on
Number
King
63 may
Green.
remain in the game since his helmet came off due to a foul.
King Green, the grad transfer from South Carolina, and that's a pretty easy call.
Oh, easy. The big club is way up there underneath the chin. Florida Atlantic's been called for one of those in each of the first 3 games. Yeah, you want to use your hands and be physical. Got to be a little conscious of where those hands are being placed.
Southeast into Owl territory for the first time tonight, trying to cut into the 14-0 lead.
This is where you have to be aware of the quarterback. Cephas Johnson can run the football.
Give it to Washington. Stepped away from one tackle in the hole and gets all the way down to the 11-yard line, close to a first down.
Wow. Florida Atlantic's going to take a look at that and see pressure right up the middle. But really, Carlos Washington is who makes the guy miss in the hole.
Yeah, the Owls had an unblocked player there, but Washington made a miss. Washington again has the first down. And he'll go down close to the 5-yard line.
He does not go down easy.
Jaleel McCray making the tackle, but it'll be first and goal at the 6.
5'11", 220 pounds. At the end of that, just leans backwards. The mentality for the defense, bend but don't break. Be disciplined with your eyes. Know what Cephas Johnson has. Understand what the plays have been before in terms of play action pass. They've been running the football. Disciplined football is all that's needed here.
6th play of the drive. Johnson on the option. Gets hauled down at the 2-yard line. Marlon Bradley making the tackle.
There it is. It's that speed option that hurt Florida Atlantic last week, and I was concerned coming into this game, but the quarterback, like Cephas Johnson, who can do all the things he can do. Are they going to use that against Florida Atlantic? And they try, covered well.
Second and goal from the 2. Again on the option. This time the Owls able to close it down, and Armani Eli Adams threw him out of bounds back at the 4 for a 2-yard loss.
A great job, a little lead block in front of him. That time Carlos Washington Jr. design run with Cephas Johnson, using him kind of like Cam Newton or what the Bills did Thursday night. Just trying to get behind your big guy. Get some guys out in front.
Third and goal from the 4. 9:40 left to go second quarter. Johnson flips it out, complete to his tight end Briggs, but dropped at the 2-yard line. Nice play by Amari Wansley. Second good play he's made on this drive.
Yeah, Wansley really wants some playing time. Smart player, uses his eyes, doesn't look back at the quarterback. Easy spot for a young player to kind of look back to see where that ball is coming from. He does a great job closing on the receiver who's running straight to the flat. That's Bauer Sharp. Was a quarterback in camp, told coach, hey man, I want to play. He said, good, we got a spot for you. Go block and catch the balls.
19-yard field goal, it was Sharp. Mateo Rengifo attempting his first field goal of the season from 19 yards away, and it's good. But a good stand by the Owl defense inside the 10-yard line to hold it to 3 points. 8:41 left to go second quarter here in Boca. It's FAU 14, Southeastern Louisiana 3. Got the Christmas lights up already in Boca Raton. It's only mid-September. 14-3 Owls. Frank Selfo's Southeastern Louisiana Lions, 9-play, 73-yard drive, taking up 4-10, ends in a field goal. Southeastern, an FCS team from Hammond, Louisiana, not far from Baton Rouge.
A little 15,000 enrollment. Southland Conference doing a good job handling their own in the FCS division.
Bon temps roulé, Chris Bartels. On the kickoff, Platt takes it on one hop. Jay-Sean Platt across the 25, gets to the 30-yard line before he's taken down. Coriel Pierce on the tackle on special teams for Southeastern. You know what that means, don't you?
No idea.
Bon temps roulé?
No.
Let the good times roll.
Is that what it means?
That's all about you, man.
I love it. I love it. Last time we went to Southern Miss during that COVID year, I had to stay in New Orleans by choice.
There you go.
And it was awesome.
You in New Orleans, that's a dangerous combination.
Yeah, you gotta it's a fun time. Fun time.
It is a fun city. Hard to beat the food and the music. First down, Owls from their 30. Tony Johnson in motion. Larry McCammon gets the football, and he's tripped up as he reaches the 34-yard line. Anthony Britton Jr., the middle linebacker, took his feet out from under him after a 4-yard gain.
Looks like Marquise Robinson is in for Florida Atlantic in that right guard position for Lamar Bell. He does a good job getting up to the second level, but the Southeastern defense is just really fast all over the field.
2nd and 6. Again, it's McCammon. Not much running room, but he keeps the legs going and gets out to the 39-yard line to bring up a 3rd and 1.
A little bit of laundry.
Tanano Galua, the big Hawaiian, making the tackle. But a flag down. Let's see what this is. 2 flags down. Kosi Perry indicating it's against Southeastern, but we'll see what Joe Laring says.
It's a game of he said, she said.
Holding, 94, defense. 10-yard penalty from the end of run, automatic first down.
Well, that's a rare defensive holding on a lineman, Caleb Proctor.
Yep.
Now, when they call that is when he's trying to engage with a blocker and he tries to grab another blocker to keep him from blocking one of his teammates.
Yep. So here it is. He's holding on to 2.
Well, he just wrestles down.
Good old-fashioned
Dorian
hip toss.
Yeah. First down for the Owls from their own 49 after the penalty. So it wasn't what it usually is that I described. This was something completely different. The officials deemed it unnecessary. Perry, quick drop and throw, complete to Javion Posey, who makes a move at the 30 and steps out at the 24-yard line.
A lot of checking at the line of scrimmage. Florida Atlantic checks a couple things. Perry sees it. He runs off the slot defender. Nobody's out there. Really soft corner. And Posey, we've seen what he's been able to do previously. And that time it's Orlando Jordan who gets put on skates.
26-yard completion on the catch and run. Fake to McCammon. Perry with plenty of time. Down the middle, incomplete. Closest player was Austin Evans, the tight end.
And there's the play. A money shot, trying to go to the end zone. Trying to utilize Austin Evans. He's a big frame, running down the middle of the field. Seems like he throttles off just a little bit. Perry's anticipation, Kosi Perry's anticipation was that he'd continue down the field.
And they ran a lot of plays in practice for Austin Evans this week, so I think they saw something on tape that thought they could take advantage of that matchup. 2nd and 10 from the Lion 25. Fake the jet sweep, give it to McCammon, who bounces it outside. And McCammon will pick up 4 before he's run out of bounds by Anthony Britton Jr. and Kunta Hester. 103 yards now for McCammon on the night.
And Wester with the motion across, and it's McCammon who gets to the edge. Hinton seals off the left side of that defensive line for Southeastern. But again, it's a pursuit. Great job by Anthony Britton, just running to the football, relentless.
3rd and 7 for the Owls from the 22 of Southeastern Louisiana.
Getting the check from the sideline, reading it, 2 high safeties.
And we have whistle stopping this before the play. A false start on FAU.
False start, number 11, offense, 5-yard penalty.
I continue to be mystified how wide receivers can false start. It just makes 0 sense to me.
And where he is on the field, too. Like if you're a slot receiver, Wester, for example, you have Jack Henderson lined up over you, and Henderson is showing that he's going to blitz. He's coming up. I can kind of get it. You know what? Okay. There's some motion here.
With the outside receiver?
Outside receiver. Nobody's moving in front of you. Watch the football.
Well, that makes it a 3rd and 12 from the 27. 3rd penalty of the night against the Owls, and now a timeout spent by Willie Taggart. his first.
First charge timeout, FAU.
Kosi Perry has to have a little more awareness.
We will take a timeout as well. 6:02 left to go second quarter. 14-3, FAU in the lead. Timeout is over. 6:02 left to go second quarter. FAU facing a 3rd and 12 from the Southeastern Louisiana 27-yard line. Total yards 271 to 63 in favor of FAU. It seems like it should be a bigger margin than 14-3, but
yeah, the stat line says a lot about padding the stats, but really the only measurement here is the scoreboard. 14-3. Southeastern is doing a great job. The Lions.
Now they came up in their own territory defensively with an interception and a turnover on downs that blunted drives. Well, let's see what offensive coordinator Brent Dearman has on a 3rd and 12.
See the defensive backs showing soft coverage, the corners backing off. Understand where the first down is if you're the Lions.
Draw play, McCammon ran into his own man, but now breaks free. And Larry McCammon taken down by Britt, 2 yards short of the first down.
That is an aggressive tackle at the end of that play. Doniel Ward-McGee just comes up. It's the effort at the initial onset here. Well, McCammon runs away.
Oh, that's helmet to helmet. How do you? The booth should be calling down on that.
That should be
and
reviewed.
I think they are.
He just got paged.
Yep.
He launched.
That is targeting, friends.
Wow.
It would have been 4th and 2.
That's the reason why he comes up shaking his head.
This previous play is under review for targeting.
That's pretty clear cut as far as I'm concerned.
Leaves with the crown of his head.
Yeah.
Launches.
Now, I will say, I don't know if you saw the LSU Florida State game with the play on the quarterback. That was the targeting of all targeting.
Yeah, yep.
But this, as I understand the rule, this seems pretty clear cut to me.
Right. There's something like a 6-inch diameter on the crown of your helmet and launching. And back in the old days, Frank, 15 years ago or so, that's a clean hit.
Yeah.
Now, player safety, obviously, the game has changed. These guys are bigger, faster.
We live in a different era.
Yep, and that is...
Yeah, that's leading with the crown of the helmet to the head or neck area.
Just dangerous. And I get it, Doniel Ward-McGee, you're running downhill. You're aggressive. You're great football player. You have pads on.
Speaking of New Orleans, that's where he's from, 6'1", 175-pound senior. Now this would give the Owls a first down inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
McCammon gained 10 to the 17.
Harder on 10.
On a 4th and 12, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what's taken so long here.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He's still in the huddle.
Yeah, I think they're going to call it. If they're having this conversation,
disqualify him.
I think they've got to call. They've got the call on targeting and
maybe work on half the distance to the goal. Where's that going to be? All the logistics.
Restart the clock.
Yep.
On the ready for play. All that.
The life of an official, Frank. Better them than me.
Joe Laring is our white hat tonight.
After review, it's been determined there's targeting by number 8 defense. After this is a goal, automatic first down. Number 8 is disqualified from the game.
Donnell Ward-McGee is done for the night. They'll take his helmet from him. And this will give the Owls a first down inside the 10.
See him talking to the coach, himself on the sideline.
There's a lot of times, Chris, when I'm watching college football, and it's such a bang-bang thing that sometimes the runner receiver ducks his head.
Yep.
And the defensive player's already started his charge, as they say, to make the tackle, and their helmets collide. And they call it targeting. I mean, you know when a guy's headhunting and when he isn't.
Oh, yeah.
And that, to me, was pretty clear-cut.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Downhill, player on McCammon's back, and Ward-McGee just fires in there with the crown of his helmet. And good to see McCammon running back out there. Not injured. Tough football player.
So that'll keep the drive alive. It's first and goal from the 9. This drive started back at the FAU 30-yard line.
First down and goal for the Owls on the 8-yard line.
Ball's just inside the 9, so officially at the 8. First and goal, FAU trying to add to their 14-3 lead. On the fade, Wester incomplete, covered by Orlando Jordan, the All-American wide receiver, or defensive back, excuse me.
That's a great route. Good formation, interesting. This Coach Dearman's diamond formation in the backfield. Get guys tight to the formation. Have Wester, the speedster, who they've been targeting. Line up a little bit closer. Give a little more space between the hash and the sideline and move off the line of scrimmage. Ball is there. I thought Orlando Jordan had some contact as that ball arrived.
Jet sweep. Tony Johnson gets a good block from McCammon. Bounces off a tackler and gets down close to the 2-yard line.
Number 16, Tony Johnson with the carry.
Rowan Briggs finally brought him down.
Number 93.
Orlando Jordan, by the way, the number 2, the corner for Southeastern Louisiana, 11 career interceptions, 5 for pick sixes.
That's a pretty good career. Some people don't even have 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
Throughout a whole career.
How many did you have?
3.
Okay.
2 for touchdowns, though.
2 for touchdowns. There you go. Hey, 67%. That's all good. Third and goal just outside the 2. McCammon in motion. Perry will tuck it and run, and Nkosi Perry will run it in for a touchdown FAU. We have an Owl in the end zone, and it's Nkosi Perry. And it's 20-3 with 4:23 left to go here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, tough to account for Nkosi Perry in the run game there, especially when you have man-to-man coverage. You can see back out of the backfield. Christoph carries him. A little alley in the seam, good protection by the offensive line. And it just seems like Jack Henderson can't get there in time.
Second rushing touchdown of the year for Nkosi. And the Owls convert on third down for the 4th time in 7 tries.
Best part about that touchdown is he doesn't take any contact. He stays clean.
Taggart with the hold, Suarez with the kick, and it is good. And the Owls lead it 21-3. Nkosi Perry, leading the Owls on their 3rd scoring drive of the night, takes it in himself from 2 yards out. 9-play, 70-yard drive for the Owls for their third touchdown of the night. Took 4:11 off the clock. Nkosi Perry ran it in from 2 yards out. Willie Taggart's team has a 21-3 lead. Philando Jordan and Gage Labradon back to receive the Carter Davis kickoff. Directional kick, Labradon from the 3. Labradon pops through a hole, and Carter Davis will have to shove him out of bounds. Boy, it was a good directional kick, Chris, but the Owls just didn't cover it well.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to Southeastern there. They do a great job, body on body.
And a flag down back at the 23-yard line.
Create a seal.
So let's see what this is.
Holding, number 50, return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Tommy Lee, backup linebacker on special teams, called for the holding. Well, that's why the Owls didn't cover it well.
Yeah, there you go. And here it is, good directional kick, and
there it is, right along the sideline, it looks
50
like.
being held, pulling him down, tackling him actually.
Yeah, Carter Odell was trying to get away.
Coach Selfo has to be pretty upset over there on the sideline. Had a touchdown wiped off the board last week against Louisiana from a chop block. Big plays taken off the board.
Yeah, that was an obvious call. I watched that on tape, and that was pretty obvious. Johnson to throw, and bounces it on first down. His intended receiver, Nick Kovacs.
I don't know where that ball was going. A quick 3-step drop, catch, load, and throw with quick out pattern.
Now, last week they threw 34 times, but only 4.4 yards per attempt. So they didn't really take any, or didn't certainly hit any shots downfield.
We'll have a conversation. They think he can throw. He can make all the plays in the playbook. Just a matter of him seeing the routes, getting the reps, gaining confidence back there as a starter.
On 2nd and 10, Johnson down the middle and wide open. Manny Logan Green gets away from a tackle. Manny Logan Green steps out at the 48-yard line of Southeastern Louisiana.
It's a big time catch, good throw. So one throw, he hops it in the turf. This time catch, load, and throw. See the backer vacate the open area. Number 1 grabs it, runs down the sideline. Single high safety, nobody in the middle. That's exactly where that throw should go. Great run after the catch, and that was part of it. Can you get the ball in your receiver's hands to where they can run after the catch?
That's the one thing Frank Selfo also said this week is we got to get guys involved in the offense. On first down, Washington pops through a hole. He's cut down in FAU territory by Day-Day Hill, number 16, but that's a gain of 5 yards.
Day-Day Hill goes in there, reckless abandonment. There is a hole in the middle. Too many yards on first down if you're the defense for Southeastern. Great job. You got a little bit of momentum. You don't worry about the scoreboard here. You got 3 minutes left in this quarter. Finish strong.
By the way, the pass to Manny Logan Green was good for 34 yards. 2nd and 5 now for the Lions. Check down coming to Washington, who can't handle it, incomplete.
Good close, work through the progression. Carlos Washington has the ball thrown to him, but running down the sideline, there's a few open receivers. Carlos Washington Jr. has been a focal point, not just for this offense, but that security blanket for Cephas Johnson.
3rd down and 5 coming up for Southeast Louisiana. They're 0 for 4 on 3rd down tonight. Jesse Britt checks in at running back. Connor Logan, the tight end, resets to the left side. Option pitch, and Britt got away from the first tackler. He was still on his feet and finally taken down for a loss back at the 44-yard line. Jacob Merrifield was there. Justin McKiffin. Give Merrifield credit for the tackle for loss. That's the 5th TFL for the Owls tonight. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
Good energy to bring in.
Second charge timeout, FAU. 30 seconds.
FAU will try to save some time on the clock.
They bring in Connor Briggs, 44, just nobody blocks him. They just try to go all to the
Play
left.
clock off area.
He
Please
missed
put
the tackle
2:37
initially.
on the clock. 2:37.
Runs back to make a play.
Yeah, the one thing I asked Coach Taggart this week, Merrifield filling in for Evan Anderson, and those are literally and figuratively big shoes to fill. I said, how did Merrifield do at Ohio? He was in on 2 or 3 tackles. I think the stat sheet only gave him 1. When I looked at the video, he seemed to be in on more than that. But what Coach Taggart said was he played with fanatical effort. And that's what that was. Not
Exactly.
only, he missed the first tackle. He didn't hang his head. He came back and made the TFL.
That's one thing you can't coach, Frank. These guys, you go over X's and O's, you go over situational football, but when it comes down to it, how much effort are you going to put on the field? If you want to get reps, if you want to be on the field at all, there's that effort, the extra effort that's going to make it count.
The loss was back to the Southeastern 47-yard line, a loss of 6. Austin Dunlap to kick it away. Low line drive. Wester will let it hit, and that's where he made the mistake last week. And again they carry the ball into the end zone. It was first touched at the 3-yard line. Now, are they going to say that he got full possession at the 1?
No, he's carrying it into the end zone.
The referees are talking it over.
I don't know. Kunta Hester, the defensive back, the junior, the experienced player out of New Orleans, running down there. What a boom of a punt, though.
They're going to mark it at the 2.
The ball was first touched at the 3-yard line by the kicking team. First down.
Okay, it was touched, but that doesn't. Now he tries to throw it back in. That's a
play is a
touchback.
touchback.
Yeah, he tried to throw it back in, and it rolled back into the end zone.
Have a little conversation, a little dialogue over there. Cade Collier letting him know, hey man, throw it out. Good job, way to run down there. Terrific punt.
That's the second time they had a chance to pin the Owls inside the 5.
And there's such a difference from flipping the field. Instead of having the ball on the 2-yard line with your defense having some sort of energy, now it's on the 20 with Florida Atlantic able to utilize a 2-minute drill to try to get some more points.
First and 10, Owls from their 20. They have 2:25 to work with 1 timeout. Southeastern will get the second half kickoff, so this would be an important possession for FAU. We try to really extend this lead into big numbers. Barry Mobley is the running back alongside Nkosi Perry. And they'll give it to Mobley, who has the corner across the 30-yard line and out to the 33-yard line.
Good run, but it's better blocking on the perimeter. B.J. Alexander out there. Say Austin Evans as well in the slot. Up-tempo offense.
14-yard gain. Arlen Williams finally made the tackle, number 34. Again, it's Mobley, nothing there this time, as Galua made the tackle. Tainano Galua, 6'2", 280-pounder from Honolulu, Hawaii.
That's an interesting place, a little culture difference there. Hawaii
to Cajun country.
Cajun country.
Second down, 10.
Second and 10, no gain on the play. Perry, protection's good. Hits LeJante Wester, who steps out at the 40-yard line. Gain of 6, it'll be 3rd and 4.
And Wester, terrific route. It's Jack Henderson, 6'3", 205. They're calling his name frequently. Almost every play, he's near the football. But just a rope. What we've grown accustomed to seeing from Nkosi Perry, being able to make that throw from hash to sideline on the money.
Mobley in motion. Perry under some pressure. Throws incomplete for Wester. Covered by Henderson. Flag down.
Incomplete. Tended for number 1, LeJante Wester. But there is a penalty.
So is this another Lion penalty that will keep alive a drive?
Yeah, it looks like they're pointing that way. Perry talking to Wester, hey, good job. Get off the line of scrimmage. Responsibility of Henderson is to get your hands on him. Don't let him run vertical. But then you're stuck in no man's land. I got to cover this guy.
Well, that'll go on Henderson and a first down.
Pass interference. Defense, number 20. Ball will be placed at a spot of foul. Automatic first down.
6th penalty on Southeastern Louisiana this evening. Again, we were supposed to start at 6 o'clock. We started about 7:38 after the lightning delay.
After the penalty, first down and 10 for
This turns out to be a 5-yard penalty as it's placed at the spot of the foul. First and 10 from the 45 with a minute 32 in the first half. Perry, protection's good. Has a wide open Tony Johnson who makes a diving reception at the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 26.
It's just a great route combination there. Wester and Johnson on the same page, cover 3 look. And that time it's Barbie who jumps on the pump fake to the sideline, leaves Tony Johnson wide open.
29-yard gain. Zuberi Mobley bounces to the outside, avoids 1 tackle, and gets it down close to the 18-yard line. Darius Harry in on the tackle, along with Herman Kristoff for the Southeastern Louisiana defense, as we've reached 1 minute to go in the first half.
Efficient drive here, doing a great job managing the clock, using the sideline.
2nd and 2 from the 18. Perry throws off the hands of B.J. Alexander, incomplete. Brandon Barbie had the coverage.
This man-to-man coverage, a really tough throw to make on a hitch. Usually with the read, and there's a conversation, hey, this man-to-man, carry that route to the inside a little bit more. Get yourself some leverage. When you have Barbie on your backside, for being as good as Barbie is, he's going to make that play.
3rd and 2 from the Southeastern 17-yard line.
Show him man-to-man again. Get the call from the sideline. If you're Southeastern, they tighten up the receivers. You combo it.
FAU 5 for 8 on 3rd downs. Quick slant in is caught by Tony Johnson. He'll have a first down inside the 10-yard line. Tyrone Leggett making the tackle. 1st and goal just inside the 10. 38 seconds to go. FAU with 1 timeout in their pocket. Perry throws near side, complete. Evans bounces off the tackler and gets down to the 3-yard line, and now they may have to use their timeout. Not so far.
How fast can you get to the line of scrimmage? Can you get the play in? Can you run the play?
Down to 18 seconds. Clock still moving. 2nd down, and now we have a timeout, Southeastern Louisiana. Well, that's almost a bailout.
Yeah, absolutely.
30 seconds.
It's a matter of, do we have the right guys covering the right guys per the formation?
But now, see, here's the thing that, and this is kind of nitpicky on my part, but you make the play down inside the 4-yard line. Now you're lined up and your quarterback's looking over to the sideline. Should you, or is it do teams say, hey, if we're inside the 5, this is the play we want to run, and have that plan before the game so you're not wasting those seconds?
I think there has to be that communicated, like you said, pregame.
Right.
Hey, quarterback, doesn't matter who the quarterback is, we get in this situation with this much time left, situational football. And he's a veteran. Coach Perry is a guy that can say, all right, here's the play that we're going to run based off of what the coaches like to see, what the tape has shown on our opponent. But he would be the guy to make that call.
Yeah. So it's 2nd and goal from the 4 with 11 seconds to go in the first half. FAU still has that 1 timeout.
That's really important because there's a lot of things you can still do in this situation. Right, 2nd down, you can run the football. If it's open, use the timeout, go back, throw it, have 4th down to work with.
Mobley is the running back. 2nd and goal from the 4. 2 receivers each way. Perry resets, and now he's going to take off and run and dives out close to the 1-yard line. They'll mark him right at the 1. So it's 3rd and goal from the 1 with 4 seconds left.
Really good effort. But I tell you, that coverage downfield for Southeastern, they're doing a really good job in man-to-man coverage. I know it's a tight field, but when you're able to cover these receivers who have shown to be able to get open against a lot of different guys, it says a lot about who you are as a team and as a defense.
Well, FAU is going to pass a field goal opportunity and go for the touchdown. It's 3rd down, but this is going to be the final play, it would seem. And again, timeout called by Southeastern Louisiana.
2nd charge timeout.
So now, let me ask you, Mr. Chris Bartels, would you take what would be an easy 3 points, or do you like going for the 6 in this situation? knowing that Southeastern gets the ball to start the second half?
Well, I think it's really important to get points in general. You don't want to leave points off the board. So if you can take the 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball at half, knowing that the defense has played the way they've played, you have an opportunity. Now, if you go for it, the worry then is, okay, no matter what the scoreboard says, the defense now has momentum going into the locker room. We know we came up with a big stop in the red zone. Let's see if we can carry that momentum into the second half.
Now it's 4 seconds and 6/10.
Okay.
So you
have
run
some
a
wiggle
quick
room.
play, you might have another play in the book.
What are you running? Are you running or passing?
That's a really good question. I would throw the ball simply because it's going to take less time.
Yep.
You would think.
You would think. I think you have your guy. If you look at him down there at the bottom, B.J. Alexander.
Yep, he's the only receiver out wide. There's a fullback in the game in Marvin Landy, number 88, really an H-back. He's a tight end. Extra offensive lineman in Deshaun Richardson is into the game. They'll give it to McCammon, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. We have spotted an owl in the end zone. It's Larry McCammon, and that's his second rushing touchdown of the season. And it comes with no time left on the clock.
Man, what a good play design that is. McCammon has room to run because of the formation. You mentioned him, Deshaun Richardson, the extra offensive lineman. We talked about the decoy out there, all eyes, man-to-man, up the middle. We're just going to rush and just move the pile. Marquise Robinson doing an awesome job.
Really good surge by the offensive line. Suarez for the extra point. And it is good, and we will go to halftime with the Owls scoring on the final play of the half. It's 28-3 here in Boca Raton, and the Owls have been efficient offensively in the first half, 364 yards and 4 touchdowns. So Chris, good first half for the offense and the defense.
Yeah, they're on track to make some big plays, doing a good job with the scoreboard being what it is. Time to get some extra reps for the backups.
So we'll be back with our halftime activities right after this here on ESPN.
I'm the type of guy that doesn't want to leave something without finishing.
Halftime in Boca Raton, Florida. The homestanding Florida Atlantic Owls leading Southeastern Louisiana 28-3. Nkosi Perry has accounted for 3 touchdowns for the Owls. The graduate transfer quarterback, 2 by throws and 1 with his feet, running in from 2 yards out. Perry, who in his second season here at FAU, sat down with me and talked about his maturation as a person and a quarterback.
I'm the type of guy that doesn't want to leave something without finishing. I became a father about 2 years ago. She just turned 2. Changed my life for the better, of course. Made me a much more responsible man, young man, trying to become the best man I can be every single day. She's obviously my #1 motivation because she didn't ask to be in this world, so I gotta make sure that I do my part and take care of her. I definitely think I was immature, but I'm glad that I went through it early in my career because I feel like I'm ready to take on whatever else is down the road for me now.
Let's go. Hard work on 3, hard work on me. 1, 2, 3. Hard work.
I'm a lot more comfortable than when I first got here, and simply because when I first got here, like you said, I didn't want to step on guys' toes. I didn't want guys to feel like I'm just coming in here telling them what to do without actually having them see the work that I put in myself. So after being with those guys for an entire season and now almost an entire off season, I feel very comfortable to lead those guys, and I feel like they'll follow in my footsteps because they know I come up here and put the work in. On our off days, really no off days. We got to put the work in all the time. One of my coaches, he said it's not always about what we do, but it's how we do it. Just me being around the facility, guys seeing my face, seeing that I'm in here when I don't have to be, that's huge for the team because it's only positive energy and it gravitates towards others.
Move, panic, move, panic, composure. You feel the difference?
This offseason, I specifically worked on my footwork and my pocket presence. That's one thing Coach Taggart and I have watched in the film room. We'll just watch plays and watch my footwork because when my feet are on time, the ball's on time, and balls are money. And then when my feet are a little bit, you can tell when I'm not sure sometimes. So it's just always good to work on your footwork. Even if you're throwing on air, you don't have a pass rush. It's good to have that mentality to just think about a pass rush, get extra reps, make sure you're pushing yourself.
I love Nkosi as a teammate. I mean, I think he's a great dude. He's a great dad. He's a great leader. He's being very more vocal. Nkosi has tremendously grew from the time he got here last year to where we are now. So just seeing him grow and just being a part of that journey with him is a blessing. But on the competitive side, I give Kosi the hardest time in the world.
Hey, Kosi! Hey, don't be scared to come over here.
It's about driving the team. I always tell him that at quarterback, it's like a natural born leader position. Try to hone in on some of the leadership qualities that I try to give to you because he gives me a lot of leadership qualities too, like how to talk to people, the right way to talk to people, you know what I'm saying? So Kosi is a great dude, awesome quarterback, man. I think that he'll help us out tremendously, and I think that he'll be able to fulfill his dreams.
Back at halftime in Boca Raton after the hour and 38-minute weather delay, FAU with a 21-point second quarter, up 28-3 on Southeastern Louisiana here in Boca. Chris, quarterbacks around the country, and take note of how many of these guys are transfers, but some big weeks last week for NCAA quarterbacks.
Yeah, these guys transferring all over the country, getting a new spot to play and really showing out. Hendon Hooker over there, total touchdowns of 4, 221 yards through the air. And Kadon Slavis, 308 yards with 1 touchdown.
Bryce Young, boy, his team pulled out one against Texas today, and he made an amazing play. But last week, 6 total touchdowns, so he's putting another Heisman resume together.
A little bit.
All right. Who do we have next? Cade McNamara at Michigan.
Not bad. 50% last week, 136.
But he's not starting tonight.
I don't think you have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
J.J. McCarthy starting against Hawaii. And, of course, the Cinderella story of all Cinderella stories, Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, not bad. Taking over a Georgia team. Natty champs from last year, really holding it down. 368 yards, a career high for him.
And, of course, the guy we saw last year, 240-pound Anthony Richardson. What an athlete this guy is.
Just built different, does it all for the team, can run, can throw. 168 yards through the air, but it's the 3 rushing touchdowns that stands out to me.
And another one of those transfer guys, Caleb Williams from Oklahoma to USC. All he did was complete 86% of his passes against Rice.
No, that's it. Not a big deal.
So that's a look around college football and the quarterbacking. N'Kosi Perry now up to 8 touchdown passes tonight as he threw 2 in the first half. Quite a sight, the moon over Boca. Owls lead at 28-3 as we get ready for the third quarter. We'll be back from FAU Stadium after this. First half highlights with the Owls up 28-3. Chris, Nkosi Perry got it started. Good play call to Zuberi Mobley.
Yeah, Zuberi Mobley sneaking out of the backfield, doing a great job, and then he comes back across, finds a dagger to Wester right in the middle.
And then finishes off the drive with Wester again. Great catch.
Nice pocket, good recognition, takes it in himself, realizes man-to-man coverage. Get your eyes downfield, find the green grass and run.
Nkosi had struggled a little bit in the first quarter, hits Tony Johnson for a big gain, and on the final play of the half, Larry McCammon takes it in to make it a 28-3 ball game. So the Owls will kick it off to start quarter number 3. Gage Laverdin and Fernando Jordan back to receive. Carter Davis, the kickoff man for FAU. And Chris, now good first half for FAU. The third quarter is what let him down last week at Ohio. Interesting to see how they come out in this third quarter, particularly on defense, because the defense just simply didn't make a play in the third quarter last week.
Absolutely, I agree, Frank. And it's that halftime mentality is how you went into halftime scoring, so you do have some momentum. But it's really, how do you respond? How do you react as a defense? How do you improve from what you did last week and not give up any room?
Davis with the kick. High to the near sideline. Laverden from the 5. And this time the Owls swarm him down at the 16-yard line. Jarrett Geralds, along with Smoke Mungeon, starting cornerback, covering kicks.
Really says a lot about your team when you have starters running down there. Smoke Mungeon being the guy. Jarrett Geralds seems like he's around every special teams play, especially on kickoff.
Made 2 big tackles on special teams last week at Ohio. First half yardage, FAU 364, Southeastern Louisiana 96. FAU, Chris, had 7.4 yards per play.
That's kind of winning football. On track for 600 total yards, but it's how they got them. They executed. The third downs they converted. 11 first downs in the first half, or in the second quarter is a lot.
Johnson the throw on first down, low throw and incomplete. Intended for Anthony Spurlock along the near sideline. Michael Antoine Jr. had the coverage, number 24 for the Owls.
Second down.
Michael Antoine stepped on the scene last week, got some reps, liked what they saw from him, earned some more playing time, and you're seeing him getting some work tonight. But on that last throw, Cephas Johnson has the route. Just seems like there's not very much rhythm to his drop back and delivery.
2nd and 10 from the 16. Carlos Washington Jr. with the football. Picks up a couple of yards. Keen Green there for the FAU defense, along with Dwight Toombs the second. Gain of 2, it'll bring up 3rd and 8.
I like the play design from Florida Atlantic. Dwight Toombs comes down into the box at the last minute. It's that zone read option. And it looks like the read was coming off the defensive end, but Cephas Johnson sees it right away, just gives it up, knowing that Toombs was there to make a play.
3rd and long. 0 for 5 on 3rd down so far tonight for Southeastern Louisiana. FAU pressuring with 4. Johnson brings it down, and he is dragged down as he reaches the 23-yard line. Morven Joseph coming in to make the tackle. It's a gain of 5 yards, but still short of the first down. Only 4th and 3.
Yeah, tough tackle to make. Does a good job, Morven Joseph. But Cephas Johnson tries to look downfield, surveys the field. Not sure where the rush is going to be coming from. 1 down lineman turns into 4 rushers. And there's great coverage from the secondary of Florida Atlantic, taking away all windows and opportunities for Cephas to get to it.
Austin Dunlap to kick. Shante Wester stands inside his own 40. High snap, Dunlap brings it down. Hangs it high toward the near side. Wester waves his teammates out of the way as the ball sails out of bounds, and looks like wide receiver coach Billy Gonzalez made a nice catch on the sideline. Owls will take over. They lead it 28-3 here in the 3rd. 13-13 to go third quarter. FAU takes over on their own 43-yard line after a 3-and-out forced by the FAU defense to open this third quarter. Larry McCammon behind Marvin Landy in an I formation. McCammon with 113 yards rushing in the first half, and he'll add to that total as he crosses the 45 to the 47-yard line. Markel Linzer making the tackle, backup safety wearing number 12 for the Lions.
Linzer filling in for Danielle Ward-McGee, who was disqualified in the first half for targeting. But fullback under center, old school, people will really love to see that formation.
2nd and 6. Fake toss to McCammon. On the waggle, Perry throws off the fingertips of an open LeJante Wester.
The waggle is correct. I love it. Little high-low action, flood the scene, have the quarterback, right-handed quarterback, roll to his right. And Wester's going to want that one back. It's delivered. It's on target. Little high.
Little high.
But we've seen Wester make more difficult catches than that.
It just occurred to me that we've not seen Jaquan Burton tonight. That's why Javion Posey is playing so much. So the Owls missing another starter. 3rd and 6. Perry tries to check it down to B.J. Alexander, and it was a little behind him on the hip. So the Owls will go 3-and-out on their first possession of the third quarter.
Kosi Perry has the pocket, stretches the play a little bit, has to kind of hitch that throw as B.J. Alexander's trying to clear the zone across the middle. It's a fluid throw. That ball's on target. Alexander's going.
He had 2 open receivers on the last 2 plays. So
talked about the defense wanting to start fast and have a good series from Florida Atlantic. It's Southeastern's defense who comes out and does a great job.
First punt tonight for Thompson, the Australian. Darius Lewis back to receive it. This one will hit inside the 20 and roll to the 14-yard line, where it's down by Day Hill, or rather Tony Johnson, who's one of the gunners. Despite being a starting wide receiver, he's one of the gunners on punt team.
See Javion Posey out there as well, running around, and the Lions huddling up, trying to see if they can get anything going at this point. Cephas Johnson III, that quarterback, what's it going to take to get them rolling? You get receivers in space, you have guys who are able to make plays. That of C.J. Turner, top 5 on the list of all world, all Louisiana team.
On 1st and 10, 3-step drop, quick throw complete to Turner, who steps out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Gain of 7.
Yeah, C.J. Turner, interesting player. Missed half of last year with the ACL. Had 27 with 464 yards and a couple of touchdowns, 5 last year. But overall, 2,500 yards receiving for the Lions.
His 3rd catch of the night. 2nd and 4. Washington with the handoff pops through and gets out first down out to the 25-yard line.
You got a little bit of momentum now. No mental errors.
Look at this formation. Sending the entire offensive line, other than the center, out to the right. Johnson throws off the fingertips of his intended receiver and incomplete. Washington was the intended target, the running back Carlos Washington Jr. How do you like that little formation, Chris?
I like it just as much as I like the swinging gate. Like, run your offense. You got a first down. You have a little bit of momentum, and now you're dealing behind the chains on 2nd down. You've had a pretty difficult time moving the ball at all. You don't want to get fancy. I understand wanting to make a play.
Greg Stevens is the offensive coordinator for Coach Frank Selfo at Southeastern Louisiana. 2nd and 10. Again, Johnson with a quick throw, nearly picked off. Smoke Mungeon had his hands on it. Now, he wouldn't have been pick 6 because he was diving to make the catch, but that was very close to a pick.
Yeah, Smoke, really good read. Reads a quick 3-step drop. As a linebacker trying to get adjusted to the front. It's an awesome read. Here's where they want to be, 3rd down and long. Hear the crowd getting into it. The defense has a few tricks in their pocket. Where are they going to bring pressure from?
3rd and 10. FAU lines up as if they're going to rush just 3, but they'll bring a blitz. Johnson escapes briefly. He'll pick up 3 yards, but that'll be up a 4th down, well short of the 1st down. Jaleel McCray and Eddie Williams, the linebackers, combining.
Frank, I'll tell you this, man. Amari Wansley, number 37, lines up man-to-man over the slot receiver and shows blitz at the very last minute. That's what forces Cephas Johnson to step up into the pocket. It's that outside rush where he's forced to take his eyes off the receivers down the field and try to get some yards with his legs.
So the Owls with a 2nd consecutive 3 and out on defense here in the 3rd quarter. And that's got to be encouraging to defensive coordinator Todd Orlando after the rough 3rd quarter last week. Austin Dunlap hangs it high. Fair catch signaled and made by LeJonte Wester at the Owl 34-yard line. So with 10:34 to go in the 3rd quarter, that's where FAU will take over. We'll take a break here in Boca. Back in the 3rd quarter here at FAU, Frank Ford, Chris Bartels with you. We talked about the defensive players who are out tonight for the Owls, but 86, Jamal Edrin, and number 8, Jaquan Burton, 2 starting wide receivers. They do have their shoulder pads on, and I believe they took warm-ups, but neither has played tonight, Chris.
Right, both leading receivers, 7 receptions for Burton coming into the game. And Edrin, I feel like he is Conference USA Rookie of the Year material. Hasn't seen a single snap.
2 touchdowns last week for Edrin, 2 touchdowns on the season for Burton. So that's 4 touchdowns sitting on the sideline for the FAU offense.
Has to be a reason behind it because both of those guys are extreme competitors.
So the Owls really nicked up here early in the season. On 1st down, McCammon bursts through and picks up 8 yards before Kristoff makes the tackle along with Darius Henry.
Getting a little bit tired here. Beginning of the 3rd quarter. Linebackers, defensive line moving a little bit slower. Again, it's the depth that these FCS schools don't necessarily have to where you're trying to rotate fresh bodies and keep people ready.
Larry McCammon now with a career-high 125 yards. Perry on the rollout. We'll have to just throw this one away as his receivers were well covered. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Well covered indeed. Doing a great job just blanketing the receivers. Zy Alexander, Philando Jordan. These guys all over the field.
Owls 7 for 11 on third down so far tonight. And they came into tonight's game at 51, nearly 52%.
These are big body packages are running onto the field. Cartwright out on the field. Let's have Marvin Landy out on the field, the other tight end. You gotta have confidence in your running game. Your offensive line's been doing well.
3rd and 2. Wester, yo-yo motion, and the Owls moved early.
Delay game, offense, number
delay
7.
game.
5-yard
Sorry.
penalty, still 3rd down.
Should have known because the flag came from the back judge, and he's the one responsible for watching when the snap and the play clock sync up.
Yeah, that is a pretty quick whistle. But Perry, the veteran, got to be more aware. You're trying to get into that formation, trying to get Wester across the formation, get it out, get it going.
3rd and 7.
7 from the 38.
Perry, play action, good protection, over the middle and caught by Wester. DeJounte Wester down the seam, makes the catch at the 43-yard line of Southeastern Louisiana.
It's a little tempo here from Florida Atlantic. Wouldn't be surprised if they take a shot, but it's the zone defense where Wester was able to work through Jack Henderson, get to the soft spot with the safety over the top, and Markel Linzer nowhere to be found because he's covered deep middle.
19-yard gain on the completion of Wester. Zuberi Mobley now the running back. Zuberi Mobley, fake handoff. Perry will keep it and gets a first down close to the 30-yard line. Kunta Hester making the tackle.
It's a nice fake. Had me going there for a minute looking to see who's tackling Zuberi Mobley, and it's Perry carries it out well.
13-yard gain for Nkosi. Now he gives it to Mobley, who pops through on the left side. Got a block from Tony Johnson. Mobley still going, and inside the 10 to the 8-yard line before Herman Kristoff made the tackle.
Herman Kristoff running from his linebacker position, pursuing, but it's the block out on the edge that really springs it. It's a play prior to that where Nkosi Perry keeps the football, has to make the linebacker stay honest to the quarterback keeping the ball.
22-yard gain for Zuberi Mobley. Second-year running back out of Miami Northwestern High School. Mobley falls inside the 5. Kamar Bell trying to push the pile a little bit. Arlen Williams makes the tackle for the Lions, gain of 4.
Good to see Kamar Bell back out there this drive. But Zuberi Mobley just really taking his reps in stride, making the most of every opportunity. Seems to be able to do everything that's in the playbook. There's not a drop-off of what play is being called from McCammon to Mobley.
Here's that heavy formation we saw in the final play of the first half. Jacob Pasley is another tight end, and Deshaun Richardson, an extra offensive lineman in. That's Pasley in motion. They'll give it to Mobley. Mobley trying to get to the corner, and Mobley to the pylon, touchdown FAU. 4-yard touchdown run for Zuberi Mobley. His second score on the season. And the Owls have stretched it out to 34-3.
Mobley just has a knack for the end zone. You have Cartwright motioning to the right, has the seal and gets that on Jack Henderson. Henderson fights to it. Looks like a block in the back, but it's Zuberi Mobley who sidesteps into the end zone, corner of the pylon. Good effort up front. Again, having confidence as an offensive line is going to allow your offensive coordinator to call some more runs.
Suarez with the extra point. It's up and good. And with 7:57 left to go in the third quarter, the Owls make it a 35-3 game. Third rushing touchdown tonight for FAU to go along with two Nkosi Perry touchdown passes. 7:57 to go in the third, and the Owls put together a nice drive here in the third quarter to stretch it out to 35-3.
Yeah, start off with a big run and then let Kosi Perry pick apart the defense. Big conversion on third down there.
13-yard run. Kosi off the fake to Zuberi Mobley, and then Mobley gets it on the next play and busts one.
Yeah, good job. Play design set up, keep the defense honest. Zuberi Mobley making people miss downfield, doing a great job. They come back to it, have confidence in your offensive line. Let Zuberi Mobley celebrate by letting him get some work in the end zone. Good blocking on the perimeter.
Well, the Owls have stretched it out to 35-3. Carter Davis to kick off. Gage Laverdan and Orlando Jordan back to receive. They've been kicking it toward Laverdan, and he'll let this one sail out of the end zone for a touchback.
Kickoff over the back of the end zone for a touchback.
There's a look at Zuberi Mobley, second-year player. Talented running back. Got a little bit of run late last year, but really had a good spring and has emerged in the absence of Johnny Ford, who's around the team and on the sidelines tonight in New Jersey, but hasn't suited up for a game this year. He has emerged as the second running back.
Oh, the biggest difference from going from high school that first year, everyone has talent running the football, but it's how well do you acclimate to not just your classes, but can you get the playbook? Can you understand the intelligence part? And it seems like he really has to understand where those blocks are going to be and takes advantage of them.
On first down, new quarterback in, Eli Sawyer, and his first pass is dropped, incomplete. Intended for Terrell Carter. Sawyer, a 6'2", 215-pound freshman from Vestavia Hills, Alabama.
Kind of at a point in the game right now, maybe even a point in the season. If you're Coach Selfo, what type of offense do you have, knowing what you had last year in the previous couple years? Can you find that next guy to lead the team and get some reps for Eli Sawyer?
Second and 10. And we have movement up front.
False start, 72, offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
You know, they say it's never good when you say your name, when the announcer says your name as an offensive lineman. Brennan Lancelos, his third penalty tonight on a false start.
I'm kind of just looking for him now. The ref's picking on him a little bit. But jumps off, again, a little bit of motion up front. The defense showing some stunts. Sugar into the line of scrimmage.
So it'll be second and 15 after the 5-yard walk-off. Fake to Britt. Sawyer throws complete out to the 28-yard line. That's number 10, Maurice Massey, into the game for the first time.
I like what they do for Eli Sawyer. They cut the field in half as an offensive coordinator. Only give him 2 routes to read. Simple. Just man-to-man, this is going to be a route. Pick the best guy who's open. Anticipation was there. Good throw. Delivers on a dime.
It's a gain of 8. Bring up 3rd and 7. Sawyer against the 4-man rush. Reloads and throws, and it is caught by Massey, who stepped out of bounds. Now let's see if they give him the catch or not. Apparently he did get a foot down inbounds.
That time running to the football. Just big body on the club there, doing a great job, Xavier Peters.
Jalen Williams thought he was going to have an interception, but Massey simply outfought him for the football.
Yeah, Sawyer does a great job. They roll the coverage. So safety covers the third, the corner underneath. Jaden Williams jumps the flat route, kind of a cover 3, and sinks back. Just a small window to get to him, and Eli Sawyer delivers with accuracy.
15-yard gain for the first down. Fake to Britt. Sawyer under some pressure, throws, bobbled, and incomplete. Manny Logan Green, the throw was on the money. He couldn't bring it in.
Can't ask for a better throw than that with pressure on Sawyer's face. Florida Atlantic's defense is bearing down on him. He clears the zone, just puts it, can't put it in a better spot. You really can't. Composure for Eli Sawyer, doing a good job. Takes a shot at the end of it, right over the head of Jamie Petway.
2nd and 10 for the Lions. Sawyer changing the play. Quick drop and a throw and a miscommunication between he and Massey, the receiver.
That's the right play there, Frank. Massey is going to be open. It's a hot route, it's a hot read. So when you check it off the line of scrimmage, he sees Day-Day Hill coming off the edge. You're coming off the edge. It's a hot route. Be on the same page. Should have been an easy completion.
1 for 8 on 3rd down for the Lions tonight. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left, bottom of your screen. Jesse Britt, the running back. And again, we have a false start, and guess who?
Oh. The ball just was not snapped. You can't put that on him.
Brennan Lancelos, 6'7", 300-pounder from Mandeville, Louisiana.
False start. Offense, number 56.
This time they gave it to somebody else.
Start down.
Javin Turner.
Yeah, Javin Turner.
He was the first one to move. Lancelos
you know what?
saw him move, and then he moved. And the ball, as you said, didn't get snapped either way.
A sigh of relief from Lancelos. Just don't call my number, please. I know I jumped off. Don't call my number.
Well, like you said, he's such a big guy, it's hard for me not to see him move. You know?
Exactly.
So make it 3rd and 15. Owls on the blitz, and Eddie Williams will drag down Sawyer for the sack.
It's just a nasty stunt. They slant the defensive line. They don't care if Sawyer's going to get out to his right. Defensive end is trying to get upfield to prevent that from happening. Kraku falls to the inside, and 2 offensive linemen have to account for him, which gives a free lane to Eddie Williams. And he's not going to miss that tackle.
Eddie Williams, 2nd sack of the season, 2nd for the Owls tonight. Austin Dunlap to punt. FAU's got too many guys on the field as Marlon Kraku races off. LeJante Wester, the return man. Wester motions everybody to get away, takes it on 1 hop, giving ground, and he'll go down at the 15-yard line. Good tackle on special teams from Ian Goodley, backup defensive back, freshman from Covington, Louisiana. Owls take over at their 15.
Yeah, really good play. Goodley does a great job. You want to keep that return man on your inside shoulder. Doesn't let Wester get outside. Matches speed for speed and makes a tackle.
So the Owls up 35-3 with 5:35 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
First down and 10 for FAU.
Glad to see Kosi Perry still out there working. Posey at receiver.
Mobley off right guard, squeezes out about 3 yards. Darius Harry and Jack Henderson combining on the tackle.
Very Mobley with the carry. Darius Harry.
Mobley closing in on 100 yards as well tonight.
Not a bad night for the backfield. Again, the offensive line for Florida Atlantic has done a really good job, not just in the run game, but protecting Kosi Perry, keeping him clean, keeping him off the ground.
Second and 8 officially. Perry throws the bubble screen. LeJante Wester has it. He's a yard short of the first down as Jack Henderson makes the tackle.
Again, Jack Henderson just all over the field. Wherever that ball is going, he's going to be there. Runs to the football, middle of the field to the sideline. That time it's just your speed guy versus our speed guy. Open field. The Lions do a good job containing it. Third and manageable, though.
Gain was 6. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. Line to gain is the 25-yard line. Mobley ducks inside a block. Almost gave up the first down. Now he lost the football. And I believe he got it back. Yep. Mobley had the first down, got a little bit greedy, and coughed up the football, but was able to recover.
Well, he sees the hole. Instead of just running to get the first down, running forward, he just bounces out. That left hand, loaf of bread, cover it up. The contact's going to be there. There's the experience. Experienced running back who has had reps knows to just cover it up.
Markel Linzer forced the fumble, but the Owls retained possession. Quick bubble screen, Wester. Bumped out of bounds by Kunta Hester after a gain of about 5 yards.
Thomas Wyatt Sullivan out there blocking the point man. Little 3-man set.
Zuberi Mobley with 101 yards right now in the game. Now it's Marvin Scott taking the handoff. His first action tonight. Scott will pick up 2 yards. Brought down by Dante Daniels, the outside linebacker.
Marvin Scott, big body, 5'9", 205 out of Daytona.
Last time FAU had 200-yard rushers, November 10th, 2018. Motor Singletary and Kareth White.
What a duo.
Oh. 3rd and 3 for the Owls. Perry reloads, throws, complete. Javion Posey has the football, and he'll be wrestled down by Anthony Britton Jr., but it's a gain out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 10 and a first down.
So what if he doesn't hold that football, Markel Linzer is going to intercept that pass. Perry sees that window closes, takes the second window to get through to it. But Posey, nice job in traffic, making the catch.
Javion Posey, who didn't have a catch in the first 2 games. Of course, 2 years ago, he was a quarterback. Good athlete, switched to wide receiver as Marvin Scott takes the handoff, and he'll drag a tackler up to midfield. Picks up about 4.
Just a clear sign from Posey, big team, little me. The high school coach say that the team is more important than my individual stats. Wherever you want me to go.
Freshman Bo Davis credited with the tackle for Southeastern. 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. Marvin Scott again. This time he bounces to the outside and will step out of bounds. Check that, that's Zuberi Mobley back in the game. So he is well over 100 yards.
A lot of green grass to run. Offensive line is grinded down. See the opening right in the middle. Great job of Marquise Robinson getting a hat on somebody.
16-yard gain for Mobley, who's now well over 100 yards. Mobley again with the football, makes a nice cut. This time down to the 25-yard line, about a half yard short of a first down. Kunta Hester making the tackle, and I got to be thinking that this Southeastern defense is a little bit gassed right now, Chris.
A little bit. Even with that being said, you still have guys like Herman Kristoff running to the football nonstop. Jack Henderson running to the football nonstop. The effort is there from Southeastern.
2nd and a yard. Perry. Protection's good. Throwing end zone. Wester touchdown FAU. There is a flag down. Check that. I don't know. On the far side of the field at the 23-yard line. So hang on.
It's a great route though. Skinny post. Get inside Tyrone Leggett. Beautifully delivered football.
In over receiver. Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty from previous spot. 2nd down.
So they call it on Austin Evans. That's a formation issue.
Yep. He's either covered up on the line of scrimmage and ran down for a pass. That has to be it.
Yeah.
And man,
that's the only thing it can be. That's a formation problem.
Here it is, and it's actually Wester who should have been lined up.
Yep. Wester should have been off. Exactly. There you go. Because Evans was an inline tight end there.
Yep. Stacked to the line of scrimmage. Tight.
So make it 2nd and 6. Take the touchdown off the board. Bubble screen, Jay-Sean Platt. Platt will pick up a first down as he's ushered out of bounds by Philando Jordan. The freshman, Jay-Sean Platt. Very, very talented young wide receiver out of Naples, Florida. His dad, Deshaun Platt, was the 2nd rated recruit in Florida when he was coming out of high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Good genes.
6-yard gain and a first down. There goes Zuberi again, shaking, bacon, and Zuberi dives inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's that vision, Frank. It's slow approach to the line of scrimmage. Sees the back door, decides to just burst through it.
Zy Alexander is the Lion down on the field. He made the tackle, and he's shaken up. This is what you call wiggle, I think, Chris, right?
Yeah, right off the end, man. And right there, two guys on skates, but there's really Wyatt Sullivan on the end, number 17 for FAU, getting some work at tight end.
Yep.
Getting some reps.
6.9 yards per rush tonight for the Owls. That's hard to beat.
It's kind of good. Right now, looking at Zy Alexander getting that calf worked on. It's a clear sign of a cramp, especially in this type of weather. The number of times that Florida Atlantic has been running the football. It's a hot night. Our windows up here are fogging up. A lot of humidity.
So the Owls tonight have run 70 plays to 36 for Southeastern Louisiana. That's where the fatigue factor comes in.
Never heard of that much of a lopsided.
Now, Southeastern's got 18 passes, 18 rushes for 136 total yards. The Owls have 70 plays for 518.
And we're in the third quarter.
Counting down with 35 seconds to go. They'll restart the clock on the ready for play from the referee.
Good to see Zy Alexander get off the field, be able to walk back to the sideline, get some electrolytes.
So it's first and goal from the 10 after a 14-yard pickup by Zuberi Mobley, who now has 19 carries for 140 yards and a touchdown. Larry McCammon, 15 for 125 and a touchdown. This is just a great job by the offensive line tonight, Chris. Now, you know, the running backs certainly have done their part, making some people miss, but there's been some good holes tonight.
And the effort up front is there. Coach Werner's offensive line doing a good job. Just
Mobley again makes a man miss in the hole and picks up 6 yards.
You said it. Dante Daniels has him lined up in the crosshairs for a 1-yard loss. And he just makes a miss.
That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter after 3 complete. Here at FAU, it's the Owls 35, Southeastern Louisiana 3. Zuberi Mobley and Larry McCammon, both over 100 yards rushing for the Owls, as they are just bludgeoning Southeast Louisiana right now. Start of the fourth quarter here at Florida Atlantic University, FAU Stadium, Howard Schnellenberger Field, and Nicosi Perry and the Owl offense have had an efficient night, threatening to score once again. Second and goal from the 4. Tony Johnson in motion. Perry looking for the throwback and throws the interception. Was trying to get it to the tight end, and it is picked off, and a fumble forced by Javion Posey, and it goes out of bounds.
I don't know. That is effort there.
Yep. Kevin Bickham, sophomore out of Louisiana.
Look at this play, though. Rollout, speed rollout to the right. Tries to throw it. And he's just sitting there. Go ahead and throw
I
it.
take it back. It's Garrett Crawford, 45, not 41.
6'1", 250, runs like it. And then it's Austin Evans at the bottom of that pile who picks it up.
The question is, did it go out of bounds first?
It was punched out.
Boy, that's a ball that Perry's just got to eat.
I don't know. I don't know if he thought he had more arm strength, but as Posey punches it out, gets to the sideline, pushes it back in.
Brendan
Bordner's there. And then at the scrum, and Austin Evans. Look at him. Pops up, I have the ball.
That, to me, is FAU's football. Looking at that replay.
That's just terrific effort by Posey.
Yeah.
Terrible throw. Decision making.
Rolling on the field was an interception returned by the defense, fumbled and recovered by the offense. First down, FAU.
That's just the way the ball bounces.
Will keep the football, and it'll be at the 37-yard line. I mean, I understand the play design is probably going to fool most defenses, but clearly it didn't fool, and Nicosi just made a bad decision.
Yeah, Garrett Crawford, the film study doesn't lie, does a great job. Almost like a screenplay.
6'1", 250 junior out of Slidell, Louisiana, Garrett Crawford.
Great heads-up play by him.
That's a scary play. If you're Brent Bierman, the offensive coordinator, you're saying, we got to make a better decision there. So a fresh possession, first down from the 37, and a completion to Robert Armas, who's dropped for a loss by Jack Henderson.
Armas makes a catch in space. But unfortunately for Florida Atlantic, fortunate for Southeastern, it's a great just play. Individual effort. Jack Henderson splits 2 receivers and makes a play. This guy can ball.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Not a good job blocking on the perimeter by the Owls. It's a 5-yard loss. Marvin Scott now the running back. Perry moving around in the pocket, taking the deep shot. LeJante Wester hauls it in. Touchdown Owls. 42 yards from Nicosi Perry to LeJante Wester as they make a touchdown connection for the second time tonight.
That's that slow mesh point. Nicosi Perry with the delayed handoff leaves it low and down. We have Wester being able to run man-to-man against a lot of people, especially the FCS level. Outside direction. Gets the defensive back leaning just a little bit, and it's Tyrone Leggett again. It's the same play they went back to that was called off when Wester was covering up Austin Evans in the third quarter.
For the illegal formation, Morgan Suarez's extra point is good. And with 13:45 to go, the Owls have stretched their lead out to 42-3. A 42-yard touchdown pass from a well-protected Nicosi Perry to LeJante Wester, their second connection tonight. 13:45 to go from Boca. 42-3, the Owls on their way to their second win of the year as they're beating Southeast Louisiana. LeJontay Wester tonight, 8 catches for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. This in the absence, now he's a starter, but neither Jamal Edrin nor Jaquan Burton, 2 other starting wide receivers, have played tonight. So LeJontay coming up big.
Get those extra reps, and there's 7 receptions coming into the game, so he doubles up on that. And it's really how many targets he's been targeted. 13 targets.
That would be a lot. That would be a lot.
A lot.
So officially that goes down as a 2-play, 37-yard drive because of the fumble, the interception, and then subsequent fumble by the Southeast Louisiana defender that the Owls were able to jump on. Davis drills this one way deep and out of the end zone, almost on the fly. And there's LeJontay hidden behind Jamal Edrin. Big smile for LeJontay. He's had quite a night.
Right in the middle of Burton and Edrin. Again, those 2 guys, those 3 three-headed monsters, able to do a lot of different things, catching the ball. Wester, the speedster. Edrin, the route runner, the big body that Florida Atlantic needed and has. And then Burton, just a freak of nature in terms of what he's able to do on the field, but also in the weight room.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for Southeastern.
New bodies out there on defense for Florida Atlantic, get some reps.
Eli Sawyer, the quarterback, came into the game in the 3rd quarter, throws complete along the far sideline. C.J. Turner hauls it in and steps out right at the 1st down marker. They'll give him the 1st down.
Yeah, soft coverage by Michael Antoine, doing a good job though. Eli Sawyer reads it, distributes it pretty quick out of his hand.
1st down, this time the run. That'll be Derek Graham Jr., freshman from Baton Rouge. He picks up 7.
Seeing some tempo now.
Graham again stumbled and ran into Dwight Toombs, but he'll pick up enough for a 1st down on a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Toombs doing a good job coming from that 2nd level, identifies it, comes downhill. For both sides of the ball now, fresh bodies. Seeing how well Sawyer could manage this huddle, manage this offense.
1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. Sawyer surveys the field, throws, and the catch is made. New into the game, Antoine Robinson.
And earlier in the game, Frank, he was on the sideline talking to Coach Selfo, trying to figure out what the defense is doing and where his route should be. Do I continue to run through the formation? Do I stop in the soft spots? Really wanting to be coached up in the game. Here he is making the catch from Sawyer.
2nd and 4. Ball between the FAU 48 and 49-yard line. Graham gets the handoff to Carius Hawthorne, and Jalen Wester combine on the tackle after a gain of 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
The offensive line is still working, still moving bodies. Brendan Landcloss doing work over there and bringing in Jacob Logan.
3rd and 2 for the Lions. Graham runs into Wester, and he had a lot of help from his friends. Toombs is there, along with Jamie Petway. He got maybe a half yard, so it'll be 4th and a yard.
Jalen Wester.
He is a player. He's a little bit light right now as a true freshman, but man, there was a stretch in camp, about a 2-week stretch, where he made a big play every day, literally every day. And he's a backup linebacker as a true freshman. Graham will get the 1st down as he falls forward to the 43-yard line. There's Wester again making the tackle. The Owls have cornered the market on Westers. They have LeJontay, they have Jalen, And their older brother, John Wester, is now at FAU as a walk-on. He went to I think it was a Division III school in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. But
go for it, man.
He's now walked on.
Who doesn't want to play football in paradise, right?
Exactly.
Especially if you're going to have an opportunity. What that shows is, you know, obviously from the coaching staff, you're going to put the best guys out there regardless of scholarship or not. And if you earn it, you earn it.
This time play action. Sawyer under some pressure. Throws out to an open receiver. That's Robinson again, and he'll get down to the 31-yard line.
Ooh. Dwight Toombs. Good grief. Running downhill. That is a big tackle. But Antoine Robinson, good catch. Makes a few people miss. It's a pressure that forces Eli Sawyer to get that ball out.
And the referees said play. They had not whistled ready for play, or at least one of the officials who steps in to make sure substitutions are all completed before the ball is snapped. And they snap the ball
There's
anyway.
no foul in the play. We were holding up the offense for a defensive substitution. We'll reset.
Good call. Okay.
Yeah, you're not allowed to snap the ball while that other official has his hand out saying wait.
Yeah, wait a second. The other official is between the center and the quarterback too, so if that ball doesn't get snapped, it's going to hit the other official on the waistline.
Jesse Britt now the running back behind Sawyer, and now we have a procedure call coming against Southeastern Louisiana.
False start, 38, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That'll go against Ivan Draboski, tight end.
He's primarily the blocking tight end. It's interesting, for as many tight ends they have listed is Bauer Sharp, the former quarterback who just wants to play, who's their pass catcher.
Sawyer throws in and out of the hands of his wide receiver. That's Gage Labadan, and another penalty marker down on the far side of the field.
Labadan gets collided with as Latrell Jean running off the field. Flag down. That was a good job. Max protect, 3 guys in the route.
Personal foul, targeting, defense number 37. Previous play is under review.
Well, they've got Amari Wansley for a targeting.
You got to see this. Wansley's running to the football. He's looking up at the scoreboard. Are they going to show it? Here we are, ball off Antoine. And he doesn't lead with his helmet. It's just one of those plays where your face mask connects.
Well, we'll see how they rule it after they look at it upstairs. Certainly not as clear-cut as the one we had earlier in the game. We'll take a break. It's 42-3 FAU. 9:45 to go here in the fourth quarter, 42-3. FAU in the lead. They're looking at a possible targeting on Amari Wansley, who earlier in the game, this is really his first time he was in meaningful snaps as an FAU player earlier in the game. Here in the fourth quarter.
Pass. Antoine Robinson closing in on him.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't drop his
I will
hat.
say this, it was light contact and it really wasn't necessary.
Running to the football.
Yeah, but at this point you can see he doesn't have the ball. Just pull up at that point. I mean, the way they're calling targeting these days,
knowing that,
you got to pull up. Yeah. So we'll see.
He'll learn from it. Young player.
Yeah.
A lot of the players are going to learn from it. You see that on film in the film room tomorrow, and know both sides of the ball.
Well, as I will say this, and this I'm certain of, after an hour and 38-minute delay to start the game, this is not what we want in the fourth quarter. These replays, delays.
I do appreciate the running of the football
by
Southeastern this drive.
And he's going to put the headset on it. Okay. I mean, I know they want to get it right, but if you got to look at it this long, probably go with what's on the field.
Yeah, just keep it as is.
I mean, I know you're you know, if it stands, you're ejecting a young man from the game.
Now calibrating where.
Yeah.
Where did it happen? How much time is on the clock? Where's the ball going to be placed?
Well, it's incomplete, so the clock really isn't much of an issue.
After review, the ruling on targeting has been confirmed. Number 37 defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down. Number 37 is disqualified from the game.
You know, and I'm thinking back, Chris, I can't remember an FAU player ejected for targeting in the last 2 seasons.
It's been a while. It has been a while.
I don't remember, and again, I'm going off memory here. This may be wrong, but nothing stands out to me. I don't remember 2020 or last year a player getting ejected for targeting. So that'll move it to the 22-yard line and a first down for the Lions.
A little bit of different approach for the Lions now. You're approaching the red zone here.
Graham in motion. Sawyer throws it back to the far side of the field. Robinson makes the catch, gets away from one. Day Hill and Jamie Petway make the tackle after a gain of a little over 7 yards.
Good play design. A little tunnel screen. Get your offensive lineman out in front of you. Let the receiver catch the ball and make some things happen. Good job, Antoine Robinson. Quiet first half, but this drive alone, 3 receptions.
They only had 1 reception coming into the game, and now there's another flag on the field.
Not sure when that flag came in. Seemed like a relatively clean play up until the end.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 16, offense. 15-yard penalty, still second down. This is number 16's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of the game.
I'm not sure what he did, but I will say this. If you're down 42-3, it's not the time to be trash talking.
There's probably not much to talk about. No, absolutely.
That's just me.
know,
That's just me.
But also, if you're a player and you want to get more reps, right? You want to be on the field more. Well, you can't have penalties like that.
That'll make it a 2nd and 17, moving it back to the 30-yard line.
18 from the 30.
Empty backfield. Sawyer throws over the middle. That's caught by Massey. Giving ground, trying to get to the outside, and he'll be ushered out of bounds, and that's a horse collar tackle. Again, these are like mistakes you shouldn't be making. I know the game's out of hand and it's the fourth quarter, but
yeah,
these are all teaching moments.
They are.
It just makes for sloppy play.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, number 21 defense. After this is go, automatic first down.
That's on Jalen West. I mean, you hold the play to a 4-yard gain.
Right.
And the guy's going out of bounds, and you horse collar tackle.
Right.
Again, teaching moment.
Yeah, well,
he's getting a face full of hand, I understand, but that's a clear-cut foul.
It's a dangerous play. Good effort, though, from the receiver getting across the field. Maurice Macy, of St. Louis, Missouri, all the way across the field trying to get yards.
1st and 10 from the 14. Jesse Britt took the handoff, got away from one. And then a whole bunch of Owls come in on the tackle. Trey Jackson is there. Carter Odell, gain of 2.
Jesse Britt, Florida kid out of Auburndale High School. Started his career off at UMass playing receiver. Down in Cajun country now with Southeastern.
Sawyer throws to the near sideline, too high for C.J. Turner. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 8+.
This is where, if you're Florida Atlantic's defense, you have to improve in this area. Coming into the game, they were 8 for 8 on scores. 6 of those scores were touchdowns. Last year, it wasn't that way. Last year,
really good red zone defense.
You get in the red zone and you bend but don't break.
3rd and long. 1 for 10 third downs tonight for Southeastern Louisiana. Sawyer has time, throws complete. Tight end, Ivan Draboski is in for a touchdown.
Southeastern Louisiana.
And a great throw, good read. Draboski identified as that blocking tight end, gets out to the flat pretty quick. Easy throw from Eli Sawyer. Nobody's in the flat. Again, this part of the field is shrunk down. Quick throw out there, and you're not expanding quick enough if you're the linebacker. That time,
if you're Courtney McBride, I mean, you're the only guy out there. You take the widest guy, don't you?
You have to. You have to. It's an immediate release off the line of scrimmage.
Mateo Bengifo on for the extra point. Snap was bobbled just a little bit, but they get it down, and the kick is good. 7:56 left to go in this one. First touchdown of the night. Excuse me, was no good. He missed it.
That was a terrible hold.
Yeah, it was a bad hold. And we are going to keep it right here.
That was just as bad as that Texas kick before half today, Frank.
Yeah.
3 seconds on the clock, and you go up 3.
Nick Kovacs, the holder, just couldn't handle the snap cleanly, and I couldn't really tell whether it was low or he just bobbled it, but that caused Rengifo to miss it.
And again, a teachable moment for this defense. Courtney McBride has to expand on that. For Southeastern, you have to be a little happy with what you're getting out of Eli Sawyer. Doing a good job coming in here, knowing, you know, the score is what it is. Doesn't feel threatened, doesn't seem to appear threatened or out of control. Now, if you're Southeastern, do you go for an onside kick just because?
Just to practice it.
Just to practice it.
Ivan Draboski gets his first catch of the year, and it's a touchdown.
Mateo Rengifo, 5'10", 235. That's a physical specimen. All legs, tree trunks.
Yes.
Front line has to be ready, hands ready.
They'll kick it deep. Jay-Sean Platt from the 1. 20, 25, and out to the 30-yard line. Good return by the freshman.
A really good return. He's going to have a chance to return one. I feel like the Florida Atlantic special teams, they've done a really good job, especially kick return, setting them up, getting in people's ways, create an alley. Platt's going to get some run at receiver now, running out there.
By the way, for Southeastern Louisiana, 14-play, 75-yard drive, 5:49 off the clock, helped out by a couple of penalties, a targeting and a horse collar tackle on the Owl defense. And we have a timeout by Southeastern
First charge
Louisiana.
timeout, Southeastern Louisiana.
They apparently didn't have the right personnel on the field.
They're running different guys out there.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with 7:48 left to go. Owls have it with a 7:48 to go after Southeastern Louisiana's first touchdown of the night. Nkosi Perry, who you see there with sort of the back protector hanging out, finishes the night 18 of 30, 259 yards, 3 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions, and a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, Willie Taggart Jr. now in the game. Did a great job managing the game against Charlotte that first week. 1 for 3 in the air.
Hand off to Marvin Scott. Scott bounces outside across the 35, picks up 6 yards. The ball comes out late. But I think well, it was a fumble. They're going to mark it back at the 33-yard line.
Huh. You want to stay in the football game this late, you got to put 2 hands on the ball and stay in bounds.
So it goes as a 3-yard gain.
3-yard gain. Second down, 7 from the 33.
All backups in the game for FAU. Scott again, big hole across the 40. Tries to cut back. He'll have the first down as he's wrestled to the turf.
With the carry for Owls.
Robert Buqua, backup safety, finally making the tackle.
First down, 10.
That time staying inbound, smart play.
11-yard gain. It's Scott again, right up the middle into Lion territory and is near the first down marker.
Buqua again in on the tackle.
Herman Kristoff there also.
But Marvin Scott, just explosive. It's almost unfair to have him come into the game this late.
It is a first down, a gain of 10. Scott again, trying to pull the football loose. He'll go down at the 42-yard line for a gain of 4. Kristoff there once again for the Lion defense.
Nice
along
job.
With Darius Harry.
Anthony Britton Jr. at the line of scrimmage literally just grabs him by one arm, grabs him by that bicep, doesn't let him go.
Yeah, but if you've seen Marvin Scott's biceps, that's not an easy grab. Let's put it this way, dude is jacked. This time it's Robert Armas into the game for his second snap. He'll pick up 3 yards before he's driven backward. Rowan Briggs making the tackle. As we're under 6 minutes to go, it'll be 3rd and about 4 for the Owls.
Bunch of different running backs getting some work.
330 yards rushing tonight for the Owls on 44 carries.
That is a night.
Armas again, busting through, first down and some more. Finally upended by Marvell Linzer. That's a gain down to the 26-yard line.
A little bit of pace here. Offensive line is making holes, and you can see the Southeastern defense a little tired.
Armas, good jump cut in the hole. And he made something out of nothing. Flag down on the far side.
It's Markel Linzer, who's down in the box, almost makes it, but Armas does a little shaky shake. Gets him on ice.
The previous run, by the way, by Armas, 13 yards. The Owls have had 15.
Legal formation, offense.
16 plays of 10 or more yards.
Still first down.
Another formation issue there. 16th play of 10 or more yards, Chris.
Explosive. Explosive plays. And as a defense, that's one of those things. You mark it off, no big plays. Well, obviously, big plays are, they're going to happen. How do you react to those? There's one too many big plays.
First down, 15 from the 31.
This time Taggart on the keeper. It's a block on the outside from Wyatt Sullivan. He slides down a couple yards short of a first down. They'll mark it at the 19-yard line.
That's that Kenny Pickett rule now, where as soon as he begins to slide, not necessarily where his body hits, and he's got some wheels. He gets some open space, he can take it.
Gain of 12, and you can't fake a slide like Pickett did last year. They have outlawed that. Here's Taggart again. We'll stop and start, and he'll go down after a yard gain.
There's a heads-up football play. No, it doesn't mean a lot. Could still get some yards if you wanted to. Work to the sideline, but understands that, about 4 minutes left in the football game. Let's keep the clock running. Let's just take a seat, milk it.
Yeah, you don't want to run out of bounds if you're FAU right now. You don't want to stop the clock. I know the game's won, but it's sort of the mindset. When you're winning, you want to keep that clock going in the fourth quarter. Marvin Scott back in at running back. Fake the jet sweep. Taggart keeps it, and he's driven backwards. He will not have the first down.
Working for no gain there, and give credit to Southeast. Their bodies are still flying around up front. Low pad level, pushing the offensive line back that time.
Bukwa coming up from safety to help make that hit. No gain on the play, fourth down.
Caleb Proctor, the freshman out of Oak Grove, Louisiana.
Well, 4th and 2, and the Owls will go for it.
And with that play clock, get inside 5 seconds. Take your time.
Marvin Scott, he'll have the first down as he falls forward to the 13-yard line. Dante Daniels tripped him up.
See Andre Lamas doing a great job out of Columbus High School, just moving the pile at right guard.
First down from the 13. Scott bounces off one tackle. He'll pick up 3 to the 10-yard line. Bukwa again on the tackle. The all-new offensive line, Malcolm Lamar, Deshaun Richardson, Federico Moranjes, Andre Lamas, and Alex Atkavich on this drive for the Owls. 2nd and 7. Jet sweep, Jay-Sean Platt. Little wiggle, dives down to the 3-yard line, close to a first down, depends on the mark. He's going to be a half yard short, so it would appear.
A good tackle, Anthony Britt getting there, lined up. The formation is going to tell you that Platt is going to run across the formation. Haven't given it to that jet sweep type of deal, and toss it up to him, let him catch. Atkovich on the edge over there on the left did a great job getting out ahead.
3rd and about a half yard. Taggart on the keeper. He'll go down for a loss.
Just good effort on the backside. 27, Dante Daniels running to the football. 6 tackles last week. Seems to be a little shaken up on that play.
Daniels still down. Yeah, I'm not sure on 3rd and a half yard why you wouldn't just give it to Marvin Scott.
Just give it to him. If it's a true read option, maybe there was something there that you saw.
Well, it clearly was not the right read.
Yeah, Michael.
But we're nitpicking at this point with 1:48 to go.
A little bit. Michael Johnson Jr. on the sideline talking to him.
The loss was almost 5 yards, back to the 8-yard line, so it'll be 4th and 4.
It's a interesting play set, though. Just thinking about if the idea with 4 minutes left is to milk the clock.
They've done a good job of that, no doubt, no doubt.
But I feel like you could probably snap the ball with like 5 to 10 seconds left on the play clock. Take a few more seconds here and there.
628 yards of offense tonight for the Owls.
Pretty good. Pretty good night for them.
Most rushing yards since November 13th of 2020 against FIU.
You can say that again.
Most rushing yards since November 13th of 2020.
Sounds so good.
FIU. That's the part you wanted to hear.
Oh, that's what I wanted.
The last 2 words is what you wanted to hear as a former Owl player. 4th and 4. See if they let Will throw the ball. He's going to keep it, and he'll go down at the 4-yard line, short of the first down. So that'll be a turnover on downs.
Guess he thinks it's a first down. Got up and pointed. And has a few things to say to the sideline and swap them out.
Will take over at the 5-yard line. But they did eat up a whole bunch of clock with that drive, which is what we all want at this point.
See Coach Taggart talking to Taggart Jr. on the sideline.
That was 14 plays, 65 yards, Chris.
14 plays.
And again, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Especially with your backups. You want them to eat that clock up and move the ball, and they just didn't finish it.
And it's the reps. It's get these backups. You never know when your number is going to be called.
Right. So with 1:23 to go, Eli Sawyer and the Lions offense take over from their 5-yard line. Sawyer with time launches the ball deep to the far side, broken up. Nice play by, that's Glover Cook, backup cornerback.
Nice to see 27 locked up in man-to-man coverage down the field. Eli Sawyer surveys it, finds his matchup, delivers a beautiful ball.
This kid has a nice arm.
He does. He does. I'm not sure if there was conversation about the remainder of the season for them. They're going to enter conference play with Southeastern Louisiana.
Southland Conference, yep.
4 home games after this. Tough start to the season.
Sawyer from his own end zone. There was a corner blitz on. That pass is complete to Sharp, the tight end. Bauer Sharp shoved out of bounds after he picks up first down yardage out to the 17-yard line, a gain of 12.
Love to see it. Clock stops. Good throw. And Bauer Sharp doing everything he can to be on the field, playing tight end, and Eli Sawyer delivering a beautiful ball.
First down for the Lions from their own 17 as we start to count this one down. FAU will move to 2-1. Southeastern 0-2. Sawyer. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Darius Lewis. Josh Moore, the UCLA transfer, closest Owl defender.
That's a huge transfer. Coast to coast.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he's from the Atlanta area, so moving back at least closer to home.
Right.
And a much easier flight.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and 10 for the Lions.
Sawyer does. He's got a good arm. Delivering small window to get through, gets it there.
Owls coming on a blitz. It's picked up. Throw to the outside, complete to Lewis. He runs into a defender at the 23-yard line. Day Hill drops him there after a gain of about 5.
Great job, great tackle. But it's the survey, it's progressions. He works through his possessions. Eli Sawyer gets to his third man, delivers, confidence.
3rd and 5. Lewis swings it out into the flat, intended for Graham. It was behind him and incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down. Might as well go for it with 31 seconds to go. Nothing to lose here for the Lions.
You have all those good throws. The previous plays, you throw in tight windows, you have your check down, and then when you try to hit your back out of the backfield, probably one of the easier throws, a little off target.
Now 4th and 5. Sawyer 10 of 18 for 90 yards so far tonight. Under some pressure, completes it for a first down. Lewis, Darius Lewis making the catch, wrestled down by Glover Cook.
Looks like they called the timeout. The clock stops to set the chain. No, they're good, letting it roll.
Down to 15 seconds. Sawyer again over the middle. And that is caught by Drabowski, his tight end. His 2nd catch tonight.
Sawyer got lit up at the end of that play. No, excuse me, offensive lineman trying to block.
19-yard gain, and they're not going to get another playoff, and that'll do it. So the Owls win this one, 42-9, up 28-3 at the half, Chris, and kind of cruising from there. But terrific night for the FAU offense, particularly the offensive line.
Yeah, offensive line does a great job. Anytime you can get your running backs over 300 yards rushing, it's a big win for them.
366 yards rushing. Zuberi Mobley, 148. Larry McCammon, 125. LeJante Wester, 140 yards on 8 receptions and a pair of touchdowns. And the Owls don't give up a touchdown on defense until the game was already out of reach. So all around a good night.
Oh, terrific night. Good job, good effort. Way to finish, bouncing back from a rough loss last week on the road against still protecting Paradise.
So the Owls will await UCF next week. Your final score once again, 42-9. For Chris Bartels, I'm Frank Fort. Thanks for watching on ESPN. This is available on ESPN app as well. Good night from Boca Raton.